Hey, what's up, everybody? It is I, Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir, here with my co-host, 8 Arm Spidey, aka ya boy, Frankie G.
Hello, everybody. I know I gave him so low energy. I'm like, hello, hi, everyone. It's
And
me.
welcome to another edition
What's up,
of
bitches?
Kaiju
Sorry,
Caballeros
I
Live, the convention recap edition.
Brought to you by yours truly because we forgot to do it at the con.
Yes. Now, let's see. We have Kerwell in the chat. What's up, Kim? I hope you're doing well. We got Anime Zilla 4486. We've got Eat It, Eat It, Eat It.
That's
we
me.
have JF.
I'm not kidding. That is me. That's my YouTube handle.
Let's see. And we have Steve also in the chat. Thank you very much. I take it you are tired from the Kaiju Brooklyning. Yes, you could say that. I know I was. Listen, here's the thing. I was dead tired before we even got to Kaiju Brooklyn.
Same. I didn't really sleep.
And we will get to that, all of that, and more on tonight's live stream. Now, I'm sure you're probably noticing there's a particular individual who is not here with us today.
But he is with us in spirit because he made our little cover.
Absolutely. Now, yes, David chose to back out of today's stream. We were originally going to make this the next episode of Kaiju Caballeros, but given the specific timing and most recent, how recent this event was, we decided it was best to put this on as a live stream, given that it's just going to be the two of us.
Yeah, because honestly, I felt it just not fair. Like, he wasn't there for that. He would have nothing to contribute.
Right. Although there is
insincere.
Yeah. Though there is a chance he and I might be doing San Francisco Godzilla Fest later in the year.
Cool.
So we might be able to, it's like I went over to the East Coast. We may be doing the West Coast. So we'll see what happens there as time will tell. But yes, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us today. So we are going to be talking about today's a weird day, only because we just got a ton of random Godzilla news.
We had this plan. I pitched this again a week ago. Basically, like, hey, we should just do this in lieu of an episode. And then today, two giant things got announced.
Yes. Before we get into that. We have Ace in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us, Ace.
What's up, baby? Thanks for letting me sit on your couch. It fucked up my back.
Make sure you tell David in person to make tag 2. Yes. I mean, don't worry. I got something in plan for David's legendary tag video, and I will get to that in the future. And I'm sure Frank has no idea what I'm talking about, but Ace knows. Ace knows. Patrick knows. Joseph knows. We all know. Let's see, East to West Coast, talking about the one they called the Friendly Ghost. Let's see, 2 things. I think I know what one it was. Let's see, hope you enjoyed my home, you stupid, dumb animals.
I enjoyed it as much as I was allowed to.
That's literally how Ace said farewell to us. He's like, just get out of here, you
no one wants you here,
dumb animal.
Nobody wants you here. Get out of here.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So, long story short, I had spent a couple days in New York prior to Kaiju Brooklyn with my buddy, Ace Maroke, over in Staten Island. And from there, Patrick, and I, we spent a couple days walking around Manhattan. We visited the 9/11 Memorial Museum. We saw the Empire State Building. We walked around Times Square. We took a ferry past the Statue of Liberty. We visited the Chrysler Building. Negative impact. I repeat, that's a negative impact.
Damn, what the fuck?
We visited the American Museum of Natural History. So, as a longtime fanboy of dinosaurs, that was amazing. It was like a dream come true. And we saw the Ghostbusters house, which was also really cool. So, yeah, we did a lot of stuff over there. And so that is basically why I was already like dead tired, and I'm like, shit, we still have a whole convention to do.
And I was fighting for my life not to be sick leading up to that.
Yes,
because May allergies were creeping on me hard.
Oh, yes. Now, before we get into the actual events of Kaiju Brooklyn, let us talk about JF was like, cool cat, the Ghostbusters house is here! Woo! Let's see. So, in terms of like right before we can get into Kaiju Brooklyn, let us talk about the latest news.
Yeah, because breaking news, everybody. Bip, bip, bip,
Yes.
bip, bip, bip.
So, of course, this was announced a while back, but we did get news of a Sonic the Hedgehog and Godzilla crossover. They just revealed these most recent
Yeah, and a trailer was
variant
just put up
covers.
for it too, for the racing crossover.
Yes. So, like, well, first off, it's truly bizarre the fact that we live in a world where we have an official Sonic and Godzilla crossover homaging Attack on Titan. So it's like you got three things I never thought I'd see together all matched up like this. But in addition to that, we also had the announcement that we are going to get not just Godzilla, but Evangelion DLC for Sonic Racing Crossworlds. So Sonic Racing Crossworlds is already kind of mind-bending in how it's able to get in a whole bunch of like Nickelodeon IPs and Hatsune Miku and the Persona 5.
Because they want to be everyone's friend.
Oh yeah, like it feels like Sonic is just like pouring himself out to whoever wants to do a collaboration. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense that they would do Evangelion and Godzilla, given that they too have done nothing but like just shill out for whoever is interested. From Evangelion toothbrushes to Godzilla fucking hot sauces. So
I'm glad we've slowly moved past Godzilla hot sauces. Christ.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. But in terms of like crossovers, Godzilla has like they amped up it's like there's a new Godzilla crossover every other day. And thank you very much for the super chats, Steve. I'm waiting on a Scooby-Doo Godzilla crossover.
Well, there was that episode of What's New Scooby-Doo
with the Gigantosaurus.
No, with Shaggy thinking he was becoming Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the whole setup was like he would pass out. They would put him in a Godzilla suit, have him crash through a city, and then he would fall, pass back out, and then air it, and he'd be like, "Oh fuck! I just like blew up a city."
Oh yeah.
And the whole thing is like, "No man, you were on a miniature set, you dumb idiot."
Now you know what I'd say. Like how when they did the crossover with Batman, they chose the Brave and the Bold Batman and made it sort of like akin to like the old school Batman crossovers with Scooby-Doo. I thought it would be really cool if they ever did an actual Godzilla Scooby-Doo crossover. It would be the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla.
That would be cool. Like I said, it'd have to be a 70s era Godzilla.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely, it would need to be. Let's see. S452 also brings up the War of the Worlds Godzilla crossover comic. Let's see. I totally forgot about that, but that's very true there. War of the Worlds being one of my favorite books ever. Let's see. And JF said, and to be fair, Ava did advertise the IA Saturn. I'm assuming he meant to say Sega Saturn in that one episode of the anime. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, and Steve mentioned Roar of the Worlds. That's what the War of the Worlds crossover is going to be called. Presuming it's like a follow-up to Godzilla Monster Piece Theater.
That shit made no sense.
Yeah, it's
the
just
the Godzilla's the Great Gatsby shit. Like I tried. It was. I hate to say it. Like it was incomprehensible. I really tried. Like a lot of it made no sense.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like it was a vehicle for another story, and then green guys here, get them.
Mm-hmm.
And last words just made no sense.
I haven't read a Godzilla crossover comic since the first Godzilla versus Power Rangers, so I'm really out of the loop on like Godzilla crossover comics and just Godzilla comics in general. So
they're usually kind of okay.
I mean, that's generally why I haven't read a lot of them.
The Godzilla Cross Hulk was good though.
Okay.
Because he literally just becomes Trendmaster Godzilla.
Oh, yeah. I did see images of that.
Yeah, he literally is just the Trendmaster Godzilla at the end of it.
Let's see. Ace said Sonic TMNT crossover when? As 452 said, they also did Godzilla versus the Time Machine as part of Monster Piece Theater. JF said, not only that, Hatsune Miku and Persona are technically from Sega. Well, that makes sense, yeah.
Then that means it's going to soon feature Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Oh, no, that's Capcom, remember?
But he was in Persona.
Oh, shit, yeah.
He was in one of the Shin Megami Tensei games. I think Shin Megami Tensei 2.
Let's see.
Dante from Devil May Cry.
Yeah. It's just a matter of time before Dante's in everything.
I hope so.
Let's see here. And the other news that we had, this is definitely going to... Oh, yeah. In terms of Godzilla, well, you know what? I'm going to save the last Godzilla news for now, but on the subject of video game DLC crossovers, we had the announcement of the latest DLC pack for the Kaiju fighting game Gigabash. That is, we're going to get ya boys, Ultraman Zero and Ultraman Belial in Gigabash.
I like both those boys.
Yeah. As soon as I saw this, I was like, I had to let Frank know as soon as fucking possible.
I actually popped up way harder for the Gigabash announcement just because I was still unsure of the Destroy Monsters Melee one until I saw the footage, just because that image was sucky. At least the one that I first saw.
But we'll talk about that shortly. But first, in terms of Gigabash and their continuing working relationship with Ultraman, I'm honestly surprised that, like, first off, it makes total sense for them to do Zero and Belial or Belial.
Well, they've been fucking beefing since they came out.
Yeah, like more than it's been 15 years or slightly.
Yeah, I was in high school when that shit started.
Yeah, it's wild that, like, you know, we were teens on the edge of, you know, young adulthood, and all this time, you know, Zero and Belial just continued to be as popular as they were back then.
What is weird though is that like when after Jeed, they kind of put a pin in his entire story, which I was kind of satisfied with. Same with Absolute Conspiracy, and then like, nah. No, we're not doing that. I was like, what? Come on, you had a nice like wrap up to it.
But then, of course, like, they can't keep a good villain down, so they end up doing some multiverse bullshit.
I did like that he appeared as the little blade in Ultraman Z.
Yes. So like
that was pretty tight because he's like, hey, fuckface. He's basically like evil Thor's hammer. He's like, I guess I'll let you wield me, but tell me what you're gonna do with it. If I don't like it, I won't help you.
But, like, not just that. Not only did they, after they definitively defeated Belial, they brought him back as a sword for Ultraman Z to use. But also, in, I guess, like, through some multiverse shenanigans, they brought in another Belial, like, prior to him becoming all, like, black and red. But he's still evil. He's still an asshole, and he's just kind of like roaming around the multiverse, causing mischief.
Belial Prime is now in that sword.
Yes. So now there's a second Belial running around, just not as powerful.
Yeah, the canon Belial is stuck in that sword, and he's quote unquote like changed now. He's resided himself in being stuck in that sword at this point.
Yeah. As JF said, the Belial clone showed up in Taiga, teamed up with Traeger. Yeah, and
what is it? In Absolute Conspiracy, we actually get a better origin story for Belial in Absolute Conspiracy.
Yeah,
which I'm bummed like isn't truly canon or whatever you want to call it. But at least it gave better context to him of touching the plasma spark and all that shit.
Right.
And made it actually made the ultras in general not seem like psychopaths.
Yeah.
Throwing them off the planet for no reason. Because that's what the movie did. It was just like, it's like, oh, you touch it, get the fuck. It was like, no, there was lead up to that. That was really sad.
You violated Ultra law.
This was like him and Ultra Father were like friends and shit. Like there was a whole like mythos to it. It was like, oh yeah, no, and then he like did that shit by accident, and like it was his brain, it like destroyed his brain.
Yeah,
so that's actually the worst part about it. He's not actually the one responsible for being evil. It's that weird, ghost thing that took him over.
Yes, that's the thing. He
technically it's not his fault.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Carnage, Venom Carnage deal where they just like gave an asshole some power and they just made him even stronger and more psychotic against his will, with the promise of power.
Justice for Belial.
Yeah. So we're geeking out. We're big fans of Zero and Belial, and I think part of their appeal is that they never had their own fully dedicated TV series. We've had like bits and pieces of their story across like web specials and movies.
They were the original Transformers 1 dynamic.
Yeah. So like here we are, 15 years later, they get a DLC pack all to themselves. And honestly, I thought Gigabash would have been done with Ultraman. Like so far,
there's a lot of Ultraman to go around.
For sure. Not only that, but like this is like
I want them to make more of their own monsters though.
Which they did technically. Like they had
I literally like I was like, okay, guys.
They made a bootleg Megazord and bootleg Goldar.
Oh, not that. No, I'm talking about the newest one that came out where it's like, it's just them in super form.
They made their faux Godzilla. They gave him a super mode and their faux Ultraman, Gigaman, a super mode as well. Yeah,
we never had a story campaign.
They still haven't done that.
I don't know. I didn't buy it.
That's true, and I've just been too busy to get back into Gigabash. But still, in terms of the IPs that they have collaborated with, I think Ultraman is the only one to have gotten like a second round of DLC. With Godzilla, it started out with the
this thing would be a third round.
No. Well, I'm saying like I meant to say a second follow-up round.
Oh yeah.
Because like we had the original 4. Then Ultraman Rising, and now Ultraman Zero. Whereas with Godzilla, we had the 4, and then we had a
Hedra and Ghidorah
2-pack together. And then with poor Gamera's just the 2. So Gamera's had
that's just because like they can only use that.
Presumably so, yeah. So it's going to be interesting.
I'm still hoping for cosmetics. I would still love that if they did cosmetic packs.
Yeah. I mean, it's really cool that they are still supporting the Ultraman side of things, and I'm glad that they chose like the most popular next generation characters. I feel like Zero really ushered in the new generation era of Ultraman. He's kind of
he's very much, and also what works with him is because he's they made him purposefully like evergreen because he was never a prime Ultraman series. He technically had a series, but he is basically like a side story to every Ultraman.
Oh yeah, and I feel like it's kind of similar to what they did with like I guess Ultraman Neos or Ultraman Nice, but just like executed.
Ultraman Nice was just commercials.
Right. But that's the thing. It's like Nice and Neos. They never had like full on like traditional series, but like Zero. The concept of Zero was executed way better by putting him in like just other things aside from just here's a commercial or here's a direct-to-video series.
Yeah, well, he was also the focal point of just that movie of just like the new era of Ultraman.
Yeah.
Because Ultraman was because at the time, remember, Ultraman was kind of dead.
That is true. Yeah, there was it was a weird era like post Mebius. Between 2006 and 2011, we didn't get a new Ultraman TV show, so it was a series
because we had like the galaxy fights and stuff. So it's also because they revitalized like the toy line. Like we didn't have Ultraman toys either.
Right, and it wouldn't be until like Ginga came in to introduce like what was then called the Ultra 500 series, where it was like, oh, we're scaling down the main toys, and then if you want like select cool characters, that would be like a bump up in price. For the deluxe versions. But yeah, anyways, that's going in more into Ultraman territory. Gigabash, I'm really happy that Gigabash is still getting support, still getting love, and I'm really happy that they're still able to work with Tsuburaya on stuff like this.
Hell yeah.
Now, for the big one, the big announcement that had everyone, including myself, just sort of like in doubt because like we thought this was never gonna at least I thought this was never gonna happen.
I also was in the same boat too.
Yeah, we are getting a remastered version of the GameCube and Xbox release of Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee from 2002. At least I believe it's 2002.
Yes, it was 2002 because it had to be post 9/11.
I remember playing this game a lot. I mean, I played the shit out of this game in elementary school. I'm pretty sure we all did. Anyone who was old enough played this game a lot. along with
It's the reason it's the reason I got a GameCube.
Yeah. For me, it's like there were 3 games that I got for my GameCube. It was Smash Brothers Melee, Pokemon Coliseum, and Destroy All Monsters Melee. Those were like the first 3 games I got with my GameCube. I wanted Smash Brothers, I wanted Pokemans, and I wanted my Godzillers. And I got all of that.
Actually, you know what's funny is that when I was a kid, because I was getting that game as a Christmas present, so a lot of people already had it. I remember because my dad like let me test out the game, basically like test it out just to make sure it worked, quote unquote. But he just wanted me to like play it for like an hour, and I was like, yeah. But I remember giving my memory card to one of my classmates just to copy all the monsters. So when I got it when I officially opened on Christmas, I had everybody.
Hell yeah. Remember when you could unlock shit, Frank, instead of having to pay for it all?
God, I miss unlockables so much.
Remember when you can share save data?
Yep.
Remember when microtransactions?
Remember you can borrow a game? When your friend can borrow a game and you can just play it, you didn't have to download it? I do.
Remember when games were games, Frank?
No.
Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. But I'm very excited. This game was a very pivotal moment for me as a child. Of just, it was very much like my prayers were answered, like the sky. Because I think we said it before, we'll say it again. But like being a Godzilla fan during certain eras was so it was such a like drought in anything we could have gotten.
Yes,
like, it was the point where like my dad was hoping like this would be a passing fad for me or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was literally nothing. There was no Godzilla toys in source. I was like, again, it was the Trendmaster stuff, and then for like again, basically 10 years, nothing.
Yeah,
it felt like sure Godzilla 98 was only like a few years there, but it still felt like basically nothing.
Yeah. Like the closest thing we had was like stuff like King of the Monsters, Neo Geo's King of the Monsters 1 and 2, and the Rampage series. But
even after Godzilla 98, like those toys just were gone. Like they weren't like around still. I don't remember seeing them anymore.
Oh yeah, and it wouldn't be until 2004 or 5 when like we would start getting stuff like the classic media releases.
And the Bandai Creations Godzilla toys.
Yeah, like the 50th anniversary, basically. So prior to that, we had Destroy All Monsters Melee. It had 2 follow-up sequels. We had Save the Earth and Unleashed. Yeah, Godzilla Unleashed. And there was a Godzilla Save the Earth Melee fan project for several years, but that fell apart due to personal drama. Yes, but like it's no longer in development. Just from what I understand, just a lot of personal drama within the development team. So that kind of fell apart.
Well, not publicly. Like I'm on their Discord and they make updates constantly.
Oh, okay.
Like they're still open. Like they're still working on it. They do new character models. Like it's still it's an active community. I think some of the initial creators might be gone, or they just didn't make it public because some people are just being too big of assholes about it.
I believe so, because I know like people were like there were accusations thrown left and right, and it was just like a lot of he said, she said, they said stuff, where it's like, you know what, I'm not even. It is too much. I'm not even gonna follow this.
Godzilla Save the Earth Melee still exists.
Okay, thank you very much for the clarification, Frank.
Yeah, like I'm literally looking at the Discord group that exists for it.
Although here's the thing, Frank, with this finally coming out, does that kind of make Save the Earth Melee kind of what do you call it? Not useless, but kind of like outdated because we have the official thing?
I will say no, because the difference is that Save the Earth Melee, those people, they're literally remaking the fight mechanics.
Yeah.
To make it a competitive fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Like the hits, like characters will have hit stun. Like there's a lot of fighting game tech that's actually being worked on, and also, like I was saying, cosmetic swaps. It's like you can have Godzilla 2000 Final Wars -1. Like they've been updating it with different character skins.
So they're basically giving you all the options, like all the tools
at your
disposal.
And again, refining mechanics, better lighting engines, different. Like they're still working off the groundwork as much as they can, but they're making like new assets and stuff. So they're making stuff that's still not going to be in this. It still looks like just a fan modded like version of the original. So it's not this polished version we're going to be getting. And even the one I saw in the trailer, it still looks a little rough. So I hope there's going to be more like updates and better visuals soon.
Okay, so there's like, without sounding too harsh, there is a reason for that mod to exist.
Oh yeah, because there's a lot of stuff like that where we'll never get from that.
True.
And also they're running off the Save the Earth engine.
Right. Now, going on to actually Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee Remastered, people have for years asked and begged for a new Godzilla console release because all we've gotten really are like Godzilla like DLC collabs and mobile games.
And then the Godzilla PS4, which is now a bazillion $1 million.
Right. And not everyone likes that game. People continuously go back to the original Pipeworks trilogy. People still to this day remember the Pipeworks trilogy very fondly, and have asked for like remasters or at the very least re-releases of this trilogy of games.
Yeah,
and
well,
it seems
the one
like
thing I really want to see is if they can somehow do Save the Earth with controller support.
Yeah. Like for me personally, I've always been of the belief that Destroy All Monsters Melee was the most solid of the 3 games. Now, technically, Save the Earth had more features, more stages, more monsters, beam clashes. But for me, it was always a buggy mess on the PS2. Now I know that it runs.
I would say, I played on Xbox, so like I was like, oh, I didn't run into that shit at all.
Well, lucky you, buddy. So, I remember like I'm playing a little bit of the Xbox version of Save the Earth, and it ran way more smoothly.
Yeah. But also because the original Xbox is a fucking like warhorse, dude.
Yeah. Whereas with the from what I understand, the Save the Earth and Unleashed, or especially Save the Earth, utilized a thing called the Spigot engine. And the problem with the Spigot engine that it was never designed, that engine was never designed to be compatible with action games. So, but it was sort of like when developing Save the Earth, this is just what I've been told over the years. It was like for them to program a fighting game with the Spigot engine, it was sort of like trying to ram a square peg into a circle hole. And I always constantly encountered like lagging, stuttering frame rates, lagging audio, weird menu glitches. Like I just kept encountering glitches left and right with the PS2 version. And the less said about Godzilla Unleashed, the better, because that was like a whole lot of like overly ambitious, awful execution.
That one, and also that one was crippled because it had to be on the Wii.
Yes, and with no classic support, like no traditional controller support at all.
No traditional controller support, and the fact that again it was right before, again, the 360 and PS3 were literally coming out like that year, so like it was behind.
Yeah, but also funny enough, fans have modded Godzilla Unleashed to work with traditional controls, and from what I've heard, it plays way better when you chuck those motion controls into the
camera. Yeah, I was able to map it to a 360 controller. It's a little better.
Nice.
Well, it's also it's from the same people who did Save the Earth Melee. It's the same folks.
Yeah. So now cut to the present day. This morning we had news that we were going to get Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee Remastered, and we had what was obviously like a very AI generated looking map detailing all the features.
Yeah, it's something I've been seeing a lot with a lot of these like new like game memory posts. Like, remember this game? So when I saw it, when I was like, I literally glanced. I was at the mall with my buddy earlier this afternoon, and I saw it, and I literally just scrolled past it because again, I saw it like, oh. I thought it was like, do you remember this game? Because again, it was a fucking like AI ass looking thing.
Yeah, and like apparently this was like a leak of some sort. This wasn't actually supposed to be announced. So for all we know, this like AI generated graphic display may have just been like not meant for public viewing. But basically, according to this,
I wonder if that forced their hands to just release it because again, the trailer doesn't look like the thing doesn't look fully finished.
Probably, yeah. But like, so yeah, according to the previously leaked info, it's coming out on November 3rd, Godzilla Day, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch 2. Weird that they're phasing out the Switch 1 at this point.
All right,
but apparently it's going to feature brand new online multiplayer, 12 kaiju with unique fighting styles. They apparently show King Ghidorah and Mothra, so apparently Mothra's getting added.
I think it's because a lot of these were characters that were supposed to be in the first one that never made the cut.
Yeah, 8 destructible environments, complete remastered graphics from the ground up, which we did get to see in the actual trailer.
Yeah,
interactive arenas, use the environments as a weapon, revised unlocking system. Monsters and locations can be unlocked in any order, and new kaiju, new kaiju specific campaigns, which tells me, my guess is that it's basically going to be like the story mode, but they'll change what opponents you fight.
They had that a little bit here and there in some of the things, like with Godzilla 2000, your final boss was always Urg at the end.
Oh, okay.
And if you beat it as Godzilla on hard mode, it was Mechagodzilla 2 instead. So like they had a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But it was never like led up to, but it was just like your default boss at the end was always somebody who canonically they faced.
Right. So like my guess is that if you choose like an Earth monster, you're going to be fighting mostly aliens and mutants, and then if you play as a alien, you're going to fight a lot of like Earth monsters.
An alien.
Yes.
It's always weird that Megalon was considered an alien in certain contexts.
Technically,
he's from here.
He's from here, but he ain't our friend. He ain't one of us.
And also as far as I know, he ain't a mutant either. He's just a giant fucking ancient monster.
That's true. But take it up with Pipeworks.
He's an Earth monster. He's from Earth.
It's like, what was it? They labeled Titanosaurus a mutant, even though there's nothing mutant about him except a brand new superpower they invented specifically just to give him a beam attack.
Which is so funny that his beam is the thing that also fucking breaks his head.
Yes.
I love Titanosaurus.
Me too. He's my favorite. Let's see. So with the trailer that we saw, clearly they gave the 3D models an overall huge overhaul, and from the gameplay we could tell that this is very much so the gameplay of Destroy All Monsters, same animations and everything,
same sound effects too. Which, again, I still hope they do some updating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. Again, I hope there's refinements because again, we have better quality kaiju like sound effects and shit. We need that's all I'm saying. There's a few things where they can do more.
Yeah. And let's see. Music was new in that trailer, save for the very end where I heard recognized a familiar tune from the original game. I'm
expecting the actual trailer to just be them with the opening cutscene of that game.
It would be interesting if they remade that opening cutscene.
I feel like they have to.
Oh no, they got to, because those those original models in this day and age are janky as hell.
Yeah, the Save the Earth cutscene is still great. It's still the best.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I love it.
The most out of scale everything.
Yes, I mean, just to show you guys, this is meant to be like the 3D render of Godzilla 90s. So compare.
Now this is me. Now I'm not sure if you always said. Whenever I saw this thing, he looked like a dog. I always thought he looked like a Doberman.
Oh yeah, well for me, like Godzilla 90s always looked like a cat to me.
Well, this one.
Oh, this one definitely. Oh yeah, he does. But now we go
like
from
dog.
Yes, get in bed that dog. Yeah, bed that dog. Now we go from the 90s version to the version we see in the trailer. Again, it's like a night and day difference.
Well, again, I feel like that's almost the Giga Bash ad set.
Probably. I mean, it's hard to tell.
But he's definitely more elongated, so he can throw a punch.
Yeah. By the way, I like King Little Caesar. Janky crust.
But again, I like his fight controls in Save the Earth because he has one move where he just literally just throws a haymaker.
Yeah, I mean,
and also his rage move was the spiral heat ray.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I like Save the Earth better.
I mean, that's the funny thing about seeing how the kaiju move throughout the Pipework series. You know, you'll see them rolling on the floor, performing uppercuts, performing double-fisted slams. They move in ways you never see them move in the games in the movies themselves. But I feel like that's always been the charm of these games.
Yeah, actually, I one time tried the Toho style challenge where you can only use certain mechanics to play that game.
Interesting. I never
basically you never hit the jump button. You can only use tail swipes, stomps, no kicks, stomps, and bite moves or your breath attack. So you had to do moves that were more feasible.
Interesting. Okay.
Things. So a lot of it was if you were Godzilla, you could just kind of walk around. You really couldn't run or nothing.
Yeah. JF says here, I've seen people crap on the graphics. People say it looks too much like Giga Bash. I think that's a good thing, honestly. For me, it's
what do you expect it to look like now?
Yeah, like the fact that they did anything at all whatsoever, I'm just more surprised at that.
And also the character sprites of Gigabash look fine, but they're so zoomed out.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about that.
Oh yeah. You want your action more up close and personal, and that's what you're getting, boy. Yeah, that's what
finally.
you get. They're finally getting what the man deserves. They're finally giving my boy what he wants.
Well, it's also because like I want to appreciate the time and effort that went into making these character models.
Yeah,
I don't have to squint at my television to see it.
Yeah. Now, speaking of which, prior to the start of this stream, you did mention an interesting fact, and that is for the trailer itself, rather than using Godzilla 2000, which was at the time the poster boy for the Pipeworks trilogy, we have here
and the most recent Godzilla to come out too.
And the most recent Godzilla, yeah. But here we're getting Godzilla 90s as like the face of the remaster, apparently. Even the logo itself, like, you know, going back to
I hope that's not the final logo, because that sucks.
Yeah, but like, again, look at the silhouette. That's 90s Godzilla silhouette right there. So we have seen 90s Godzilla pop up in a lot of these like collaborations, like the Sonic one. So it looks like they have, like, in the decades since the Pipeworks trilogy came out, it looks like they're going back and using Heisei Godzilla as like the default look, or
also because for some reason culturally our obsession with Godzilla 89.
Yeah, it's usually the Biollante version, or
which for me is not my Godzilla from the 90s. It's not.
I mean, for me, I don't care really. For me, all 90s Godzilla is the same to me, but I get that people have like particular tastes in like, oh, the head shape is slightly different, the proportions are different, or
it's just weird.
There. I get that. Now,
give some hype to the 85 Godzilla. That fucking guy existed so the rest of these dudes could exist.
That is true. Now,
I want my weird looking boy.
Now, that is an interesting question. So we got Showa Mechagodzilla teased at the end of this trailer. And Showa Mechagodzilla did not get added to this trilogy until the last game. Now I'm wondering, are they going to do skins? And if so, are they going to be like cosmetic? Because with
I hope they do, because it would save a lot of spaces for other characters. Because Godzilla, because at least mechanically in the first one, 2000 and 90s were the same character.
Yeah,
there was no. I think the only difference was like someone broke it down was like minor attack boosts for certains. Like I think 2000 had a stronger heat breath, while 90s had better like melee strikes.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to tackle multiple incarnations of the same character. And hey,
if they do,
because we only have 12 characters total. That's what we are told, and we know what 3 of them are.
Because 4 of them, because again, we already know 4 of them are clone characters.
Right. Well, we have Godzilla, we have Ghidorah and Mechagodzilla, and according to that little chart, a little tease of Mothra. So we don't know what's going to happen from there on, but it's going to be very interesting. And you know what? I'd love for the 3 of us to eventually play this game and actually give it a decent review when it comes out here on the podcast. But yeah, you know, any last words to say about Destroy All Monsters Melee Remastered? I take that as a no.
Not sure. Nothing yet. Like I said, I'm like a lot of these things, I'm gonna be like cautiously optimistic until more is out there. I'm glad it's announced.
For sure, yeah. I'm surprised and happy that it even exists to begin with and looks as good as it does. All right, so moving ahead from the recent batch of news concerning Gigabash and Godzilla and Sonic, let's talk about Kaiju Brooklyn. Now, this was my third ever time. This is my third ever time. It's all good. This is was my third time ever attending Kaiju Brooklyn.
Of the 3 times they've had it?
The 4 times, because the first one I did not go to.
I don't think I went either then.
Yeah. So
I didn't know there was a one before the ones we went to.
Oh yeah, because like the first one you and I went to, that was specifically labeled Kaiju Brooklyn 2. And that was the one where we were collaborating with Sakura Central, a website that we have collaborated with, and run by our boy Nick Huber.
And then Kaiju Brooklyn 3? Was this technically Kaiju Brooklyn 4 then?
This is technically the 4th Kaiju Brooklyn that they have hosted in Industrial City in Brooklyn, New York. And first time we went there, we had 2 tables, not within the artist alley, but in a different area of the convention.
Boy, let me tell you.
There was definitely some confusion as to where we were supposed to be, but luckily that was not the case with the second and third times we had gone. For the record, they stopped numbering Kaiju Brooklyn from the third convention onwards. It was just Kaiju Brooklyn 2025 and Kaiju Brooklyn 2026. Now, for both iterations of Kaiju Brooklyn, I was collaborating with my friend Creature Preacher, or Agu as he is sometimes known as, and short for Augustus. Agu, he runs the arcade downstairs at the convention every year. He does this for various kaiju themed conventions. In the past, he worked with San Francisco Godzilla Fest and All Monsters Attack, which is another convention that
we should as a bonus near the end at the end of this live, we should talk about Kaiju All Monsters
Attack. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Yeah. So, but prior to that, no, he was doing it just like last year, and he and I made an agreement where we would share a table in the artist alley, or the vendor room as it's sometimes called. And I basically would sell his merchandise. I'd watch over his merchandise throughout the convention while he is downstairs working the arcade. And that was basically our collaboration. And on, I believe, last year, Nick and Laura and their son Griffin were there with us, and they would assist me in selling both my stuff and Agu's. This time around, it was just Laura, though we were there with Ace, and Patrick as well. Like I mentioned before, Ace, Patrick, and I, we were traveling around New York, around Manhattan prior to
the real one.
Yeah, and then come Saturday, we were running the table, and you eventually were there along with Corwin and his partner.
Yeah. Actually, shout out to Patrick, because I think that's why they gave me gave him a second pass.
Yes, I believe so.
Because he scanned his thing and then they just gave us 2.
Yeah, that was like there was some confusion there. I remember there being when we were entering the vendor room.
Also, I don't want to spoilers to tell too many secrets. Maybe somewhere, we're gonna be doing something in October, and I might maybe be a guest, but I won't say anything more.
Nice, hell yeah. That's a photo of me over at the table.
I took that.
Yeah, you took that picture. It was an epic angle. I loved it.
You're welcome. I take good care of my baby boy.
I appreciate it. Shared it all over social media. So on the left side of the table you can see Agu stuff. On the right side you see my stuff. Patrick's book about Ruan Lingyu, a famous silent film actress in Chinese cinema. And you can see several copies of Titanius, the book made by our boy Davis Madol, as well as a plushie figurine of his titular mech. And in the middle, we had various keychains and stickers based off of characters from Draco Azul, as well as some random variety of monsters that Agu drew and turned into keychains. So at the convention, it was pretty much like 90% of the time I was here at this table, selling and shilling my stuff.
This dumb motherfucker forgot to eat. I had to buy him lunch.
Oh, fuck. I remember.
Or we'd have died.
Yeah. Like all throughout fucking Saturday, I didn't eat a single thing. I was running on like just the caffeinated sugar of Monster Energy that was keeping me alive during that time.
Yeah, and I literally was like, "Hey, did you have lunch?" And he's like, "No time." I was like, "Hey, asshole! Remember, you have friends here. I will buy you food." And I did.
Yes, both you and Laura helped me out on that.
I think she got you Saturday. I covered you Sunday.
Yes, you did, and both you guys did, and I'm very grateful for that. And yes, as 452, I did have free pogs at the convention. Behind the Titanius plush, you can see a little blue box with a hole on top. So for anyone who was at the convention and any conventions I will be at in the future, going forward, yep, you can get a free Draco Azul Tasso. Just like the old days, for the more Draco Azul stuff you buy, the more free Tassos you get for each item you purchase.
I have to find where those went. They went somewhere in my carry-on.
And let's see. So yeah, it was pretty. I would say, no, it's not Titanius. It's Draco Azul that's back in Pog form, JF. Now, I will say in terms of the. In terms of finances, I won't go into the details, but I will say that Kaiju Brooklyn last year was not a very big convention in terms of sales for me. So I made sure to bring a smaller inventory than I would say G-Fest. And I would say that what I sold at this convention pretty much was what I expected out of it. Though I will say this year, I sold more of my stuff than I did last year, so I'm very happy about that. For other vendors, like last year, I've also talked to some people. They talked about like not making a whole lot of sales. This time around, it was a little different. Some people made money, other people didn't. So it kind of depends on who you talk to. But I did see that there was one thing for certain, there was a lot more people attending this year than the previous year. I would say there is a significant growth to the number of attendees at Kaiju Brooklyn each year. It's been steadily growing at a progressive rate, and I'm definitely happy to see that. What about you? What did you notice the same thing, Frank?
As far as like what
the number of attendees.
I think what helped is because that area in general has become more popular.
Yeah.
And also, let's be 100% honest, the signage was actually good this year. So people knew how to get to the con.
Yes, that was a very big problem the last couple of years where we would not know. So the interesting thing about Kaiju Brooklyn, it's not inside a hotel or a convention center, but rather it is inside the sort of like industrial buildings, hence why it's called Industrial City. These are these like buildings that may have at one point been factories decades ago that have been retrofitted into being these sort of like community centers with restaurants, department stores, and sometimes just empty areas that can be rented out for events like Kaiju Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a maze you have to navigate through in order to find.
Luckily, this one wasn't bad.
Oh no, it wasn't bad, and that's definitely because of the signage. The signage helped you, like, as you are entering Industrial City, and there will be signs to say, this is where Kaiju Brooklyn is this way. Sign up is here. The panel room is there. The vendor's room is up on the second floor. Just follow the signs. And so that made things like a lot easier. Just talking to you, talking to Corwin, talking to Laura. It seemed like it was easier to navigate this unique venue. And I will say unique because it's unlike anything that I have seen before. In fact, even now, as I am trying to describe what Kaiju Brooklyn is like, because I feel like not a lot of people talk about that.
I'm pretty sure you can bring up photos of the rest of the con?
Let's see. I didn't take that many photos. Like, all of my photos are of just like the cosplayers in front who were like I took photos in front of me.
Cosplayers, huh?
Yeah, like this one. Let's see if I can get the link here, because I would say this was the best cosplay. Dare I say, potentially the second best according to the folks.
I would be one to agree.
Yeah, so
who's that handsome devil?
Yeah, it's Ultraman Zero. So we were just talking about Ultraman Zero.
Yeah, so you can imagine my enthusiasm more for the Ultraman thing.
Yeah,
Right, 'cause I was this motherfucker fucking last week.
You were so obsessed with Ultraman Zero that you embodied the motherfucker himself.
Got it. Well, also because again, I'm a consummate professional, so if I'm doing a character, I gotta fit the vibe. But also, his vibe is real fun.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's basically kind of like a very hot-blooded shonen protagonist as an Ultraman.
Yeah, that's like this whole appeal is that he's the Ultraman for the young folk.
Yeah.
This ain't your daddy's Ultraman. This is his son.
Let's see. So yes, so you were cosplaying as Ultraman Zero.
Yep, and I also shout out to 8Zoo, who I got a picture with it. It's on my Insta if you can. I don't know if you can pull that up, but he helped. I sketched it out, and then he helped design it and refine it, and then our friends at Katomi Fashion helped finish the jacket. The rest was all me.
That is great. And yeah, so you had joined the costume contest, and why don't you talk a little bit about that, because that was a significant part of Saturday, I believe.
Let's lead into just of like the rest of the stuff that's going on the con first.
Oh yeah. So
because again, you're telling your side of the story. I don't want to interject.
Yes. Oh no. Well,
there's more leading into my stuff too.
Yeah, so I was going to lead to you like saying like what were your thoughts on what you saw at the convention, because what I saw was like a lot more people than last year.
Well, for me, a lot. Well, one, it was more people from last year. Certain booths had a lot more stuff, like a lot of artists out. I have to pull out their name, but had like I think I have to find out what their goddamn name is, but they basically had essentially their own like original little kaiju zine type comic book.
Yeah.
And this year they had a whole booth, when last year was just a table with nothing on it. So it was really cool to see, artists, up and coming artists, basically start to find their grounding, because even other people who were already there before, they had more stuff, new things. Then it just was cool, just seeing basically our neighbor, basically grow, expand, develop new art, get like more confident in their work. So like it was cool just to see people like progress over the course of a year, how far they came from that. So it was just cool seeing how some people had new stuff out, or just how different types of items, or actually even speaking of which, Creature Preacher, a lot of stuff that was on his table, I remember he would post about he only had like the rough draft of it. And now it's done. Like the Gamera that was on his table, we saw that at All Monsters Attack in its prototype stage. And I was fucking done.
Yeah. Let's see. And yeah, I would say like I did get the chance to talk to a few people at the convention, to bring up a few names here. One person that I really got the chance to talk to was Wes from Last Bastion Studios. Just going to share a little promo image here advertising his table. He does a bunch of really cool Sofubi figures. He previously worked with Chris Hillseth, the creator of Ragnar. That if you've seen that vinyl Gamera looking turtle monster with a mechanical cannon arm, that's Ragnar. Really cool guy. I bought his Luchador comic, and it was really cool. He wore the Luchador mask throughout the entire weekend, just like
he was really cool.
Year.
I did some good networking with him pre you speaking with him.
Oh yeah. So like we've been in talks for a while about potentially getting a Draco Azul Sofubi off the ground, and really excited to be talking with him again. I'm glad to see he was there, not just selling his own stuff, but also selling other people's vinyl figures, some of which he had the chance to paint himself. And overall it was really cool just to talk to him again. Another cool guy that I got to talk to was Gaz, or you might know him online as Gazbot. Let's see, sharing a photo right here. This is a photo that he took himself.
Gazbot was cool.
Yeah, he was walking around the convention, taking photos with everyone, talking to everyone, buying a little bit here and there. He purchased 2 stickers of Draco Azul and Aquapithecus. He just recently on TikTok, he drew fan art of Aquapithecus, which was really, really cool. So big shout out to Gazbot. Please follow him if you can, him and Last Bastion Studios especially. Let's see. So yeah, we were just, again, talking shop, just talking about potential future collabs in the future. He has a really great kaiju comic out right now called Horror A4. And he's got 3 issues out right now. So I definitely recommend checking that out as soon as you can. Please support the guy.
Yeah.
Definitely deserves it. Another guy that I spoke to was Jeff Zornow. Zornow, of course.
Yep, I bought his Hatsune Miku -1 print. It's so
Hell
cool.
yeah. Unfortunately, I regret not taking a photo with Zornow because like he was just as soon as he saw me, he was like, Andres, get over here, and just man hugs, manhandles me. Like we had a great just conversation. Just he was I gave him some of my Draco's old comics to sell at his table. He's like, dude, let name drop me, tell them, hey, get over here, sign these comics by Zornow himself.
Some cool YouTubers were there. Ultrazilla was there, who was a reviewer I follow a lot, and I'll go into my story with him later.
Oh, sure. Let's see. And yeah, it was a great being able to see Zornow there. And another person that I spoke to, I know that there's got one. It was an individual by the name of Christian Mack. I purchased one print from him. He was the guy who was
yes, you've definitely seen his artwork. It's very cool.
Yes, yeah, he does a lot.
You know it when you see it.
Yes, so I purchased this piece from him. So he was sitting, his table was across from ours, and I kept eyeing this piece in particular.
Yes, I think I bought his, if it's the one I'm thinking of, I bought his Mothra versus Burning Gundam print.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So, like, this was, Blue Eyes Ultimate versus, like, Gigantamax Charizard. And I thought this really hit the nostalgia points for me. This it hit all the points. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta have
those are the monsters you want to see fighting.
Yeah. I just love even put the little detail of like the life points and attack points and the health and experience points for Charizard. But yeah, Christian Mack, definitely give this guy a follow if you can. So yeah, really, this guy does really great stuff, and I'm glad to have gotten this piece from him.
I cannot find the name of the booth. These people who did that. They did an awesome collab where it was OG Godzilla, OG Kamen Rider, Ultraman, and Go Ranger 1.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah. Aka Ranger.
Aka Ranger. Yeah, the first Super Sentai.
Yeah.
I forgot what that booth was because I like talked to them for quite a bit and hyped them up. I was like,
cool. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like any other. I'm sure there were more people that I was thinking of.
Aside, I also got some cool books and stuff, like art books and stuff from some of the people.
Nice.
My favorite one I got was it's like an indie toy vinyl company, but the whole lore around it is basically the town that the factory that made these toys was in closed down, and the whole town only is full of products from this company. So the book I have is basically about discontinued products from this company.
From this like fictional company, right?
Yeah, so like it'd be like,
that's really cool.
So it'd be like TG cigarettes, these were introduced in such and such when. This is why they were discontinued.
I like that. I like these like toys with fictional lore behind them.
And not of them are, and again, not of them toys. Some of it's like medicine, like household items.
Yeah.
I bought the one that's all like everything else that was in this town.
Yeah.
Like drinks, medicine, like cup noodle.
Yeah.
But it's like in such a way where like they look like these are all drawn illustrations, but they look like actual product photos.
Right. Let's see here. We also got the chance to talk to both Yoko Higuchi, our buddy.
Old Yoko. I only saw him in passing, unfortunately.
Okay, I got a chance to talk to him for quite a bit.
Very busy boy.
It was Kim, Kaiju Kim. I also saw her, talk to her a bit. She was doing.
I was filmed by Kaiju Kim, so that maybe they'll surface.
Yeah, let's see, just sharing an image there. So we have Yoko and Kim there. They hosted the Shin Godzilla 10-year anniversary panel. I really wish I could have been there to see their panel, but I was really happy that they got the chance to talk about the movie itself. It's crazy to think that Shin Godzilla is already 10 years old this year. But yeah, I was really happy to see my friends being able to talk on behalf of that film. Yoko, of course, was a production assistant on the movie, which is really fucking cool. I couldn't be happier for him. And hey, it's not every day that someone who legitimately worked on a fucking Godzilla movie. But yeah, so it was great seeing them as well again.
I can't find them. Damn it.
And speaking of panels, I got to moderate a panel myself. We had an individual by the name of Wayne Grayson who was there. He
you
was
know as the voice of Joey Wheeler in Yu-Gi-Oh!
yes,
Famous. I think that was probably his most popular role that you know him from.
yeah.
But he also was the English-speaking voice of Daigo from Ultraman Tiga in that very, very short-lived dub.
Yes, he was. He was also Koji Kabuto in in the English dub of Mazinger Z Infinity, and he's also most famous outside of Joey Wheeler. He is also most famous as the voice of Michelangelo from the 2003 Ninja Turtles cartoon from back in the day. So yeah, I got to co-moderate Wayne Grayson's panel alongside my buddy Nick Huber, who you can see.
I took a few photos.
Yeah, and you asked a few questions, which I was really
no one else was asking. No one else was goddamn asking questions.
Well, we definitely had at least like a good like solid 10 or so or 11 questions from the audience. So originally I had written out. Nick and I were writing questions, mostly relating to Ultraman the Tiga dub. We sent those over to Wayne just to make sure we don't catch him off guard or whatever, saying, hey, are you comfortable answering these questions? He's like, I'm good with answering anything, just keep in mind this was a dub from over 20 years ago, so I don't exactly remember a whole lot from those days. And we were like, no problem, we will adjust these to make sure you have a good time, we have a good time, everyone has a good time.
And also it's always something to talk about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we adjusted the questions.
If you just said, "Oh, I don't remember," that's the end of that question.
Oh yeah. So of course we adjusted those questions. I made sure that these questions covered a good bulk of his career, how he got started, how his talking about his methods and approach to certain roles, and just questions more retrospective in terms of like how much the industry has changed since he got started,
which is nuts.
Yeah, and he gave us a lot to talk about. Has that
panel been filmed? Can they go watch it somewhere when it's posted?
Yes. So I know Ace, our buddy Ace, filmed the whole thing, and he gave the footage over to Nick.
So no spoilies, but we'll see it.
Yes, so Nick will be uploading the panel real soon, and I do know that Kaiju Brooklyn also has the panel. So he will Kaiju Brooklyn, I believe, at some point will also be uploading it for at some point in the future. Once it happens, I will make sure to let you guys know on social media. But yeah, overall, it was a big success. I was really happy with how the panel turned out. I was really nervous at first.
You did fine. How the fuck were you nervous?
I mean, okay, so
I was watching it. You were adorable.
Thank you. I appreciate that, honestly. I would say like this was probably the third time I've ever been on a panel before. The first time ever was in 2015 when I moderated the Godzilla and the indie Kaiju comics panel, where my buddies Keith Foster, Josh Finney, my late friend Chris Martinez, and James Biggie they were all there just talking about their various projects, and that was the experience that inspired me to eventually create Dracula Azul. The second panel I was ever part on was the Kaiju YouTubers panel in 2019, where my friend Derek, aka D-Man 1954, personally requested that I be on the panel too, otherwise he wouldn't be on it. So I got to be there alongside Davis, Titan Goji, Matt from Monstrosities, and Dangerville. We were all there as well. So it had been like at least like 6 or 7-ish years since I'd been on a panel before, let alone a panel with a highly accomplished voice actor. So yeah, part of me was a little nervous, but I can definitely tell that Wayne was a really cool, very chill, very patient guy, and I feel like we were able to work with him we worked very well with him in order to make sure that he had a good time just answering these questions and just
he didn't seem bored or annoyed.
Yeah. And like he was so nice. Like afterwards, after the convention, I asked if we can get like one last photo together with him, and this is what we got. So yeah, it was a really, really fun time.
No, he was real nice. When I talked to him one-on-one, when I got my DVD signed, he was very nice.
Yeah, that's my one regret. I was so
preoccupied. You got to sit with them and talk with them, so I don't know, man.
I mean that
you can't have it. You can't have it all.
That's true. That's
also. I feel like you could have asked for something. I feel like he would have done solid.
Probably, yeah. But like, yeah, the thing was, I was so preoccupied with making sure all of my inventory for the table was with me that I forgot to bring my copy of Ultraman Tiga and Mazinger Z Infinity. However, to end the panel, I did get Wayne Grayson to shout out "Rocket Punch,"
which is really nice.
Yes, like for the Mazinger fanboy, the Go Nagai fanboy in me, it's like, yes, I got Koji Kabuto to say the thing. I was very proud of that moment. And yeah, that, I believe in a nutshell, that was my Kaiju Brooklyn experience. So yeah, I will leave the floor to you, Frank, or I'll hand you
me.
Mike. Yeah, what did you do while you were there?
Little old me. So mine was, again, very much fly by the seat of my pants, where, you know, I was, because this time around, I won't get into personal details, this time around, a lot of people came together. Like, this was a very crazy culmination of people I met. So, oh yeah, say the line part. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But I met up with a group of online friends that, again, previously thought, you know, didn't like me. Turns out it was a misunderstanding. We hung out the whole weekend. My buddy Anthony, who I've known for 20 years from YouTube, we've met for the first time at Kaiju Brooklyn, which was also surreal. And as I mentioned previously, my friend Eitsu, Ali, he's the one who just helped design my Ultraman Zero jacket. I got to meet him in person. I also added a few voices to his Superboy fan dub. So, like, I've been talking to him since I discovered him. He might also be a guest on our podcast eventually. But it was just so crazy just meeting up with a bunch of these people who have never really interacted in person. It was funny because I went there with my best friend. Me and Corwin saw each other in passing most of the convention.
Right.
Which was kind of fun. But it also kind of made the adventure sort of fun because everything was so touch and go. But, like, I felt like there was no instance in which I was either not... Well, actually, there was one instance where I was not with anybody, but it was, like, really nice and surreal. I had lunch by myself at one point, but like I was able to just reflect on how crazy of a time it was going. So I actually for once stopped in the panels because actually Laura was the one who reminded me that your panel was happening right then.
Oh yeah. She told me
that. So I ran down there and I was like, oh shit. So I ran down there, sat in the front row, and took a few photos.
Yeah.
Made sure my boy wouldn't shit his pants. But there was a lot of cool stuff, and then I don't know. I did this little thing where I dressed up in cosplay. I spent about maybe 30 minutes doing my makeup just because I had to get my eyebrows completely like white and silvery, which took longer than I wanted.
Right, because you were doing a very ambitious project. Like we've seen like people dress up in full, you know, superhero gear before, but you were doing something different. You were doing like a human take.
Yeah.
Human Gajinka take.
That's basically was a Gajinka because I've always seen those, but I've never seen them enough. And for me, also a lot of it also was the fact that because Ultraman Zero, like, because I can do an I don't feel bad wearing an Ultraman bodysuit because it works out. I don't necessarily have the spandexy like leathery material. Yeah, I've done it before.
And all Monsters Attack, you dressed up as Ultraman.
But with Ultraman Zero, because of his body, like the way his body is, he's like Ultra 7. He has an armor plating on his arms and his chest. Which I'm like, I don't have the time or skill to make that attach it to a bodysuit. So so the next best thing was like, you know, what if I did like a whole mashup where because my inspiration was Future Trunks from DBZ.
Oh yeah.
And I basically was like, what if I just remade him as just like a cool dude? And it worked out really well. And again, better than I expect. The reception was better because I literally was practicing this. I basically showed nobody what it looked like until maybe a week before like. It was
right. You were showing like David and I like the creation. Like you showed us like the jacket, the suit. It's like you were showing us like bits and pieces of it, and like as you were experimenting with the makeup, you were showing that as well. Like and insight on that. Yeah,
and I never revealed my gimmick, which was actually can you cut back to the photo or find another photo that shows my wig a little bit better.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just, with your permission, Frank, I took 3 images of you from the costume contest. Can I share those on the stream?
Yeah, well, like I said, those I didn't have anyone take pictures for me. These just showed up.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
also, when I get into it, I don't remember what happened. Like I blacked out during it.
Okay. Yeah, just
I was so fucking nervous.
no problem.
I remember it, but like I don't remember it.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just like getting these images ready because just of how Facebook StreamYard handles it, like it's all handling right now. But let's see here. I'm gonna get I got a photo of you with the winner of the costume contest. So what people don't know is that you got second place at the costume contest.
And I'll go into the costume, and then I'll go into the contest right after I talk about how the costume came to be.
Now this is you as.
Are you able to zoom in a little bit?
Let me see if it will
enhance
that image.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
So as you can see, if you kind of look at where my head is, where the wig is, I experimented a lot with this, but I wanted to have like little things on my head, like eye sluggers. At first, it was just gonna be like little headbands, because I got from like a little like kid's toy, and I was gonna kind of just like put them on hair clips and just stick them on my head. And then I realized the hair clips, that the little things that came with a little kid's hat, were removable because they're magnetic. I was like, wait a minute, this could be kind of cool. So the week before Kaiju Brooklyn, I ordered those 2 eye sluggers, got some magnets on them, and that became basically what I think got me second place. So those 2 things on my head are able to come off fully, and I was able to pose with them, and then put them back on my head, and they stayed put. So it was really cool to like, again, it was unexpected gimmick. I walked up and I did a pose, pulled them off, like struck another one, and then put them back on my head. So I think that was my favorite part of the whole cosplay, because again, I don't have, because there's a mask that does the same thing. But I think it was cool that it was part of my whole wig setup.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I got a picture that you took, a selfie that you took with everyone inside the building before they came out strutting their stuff.
Because there was a micro meetup by Super RX fanboys. I still don't have any idea who this guy is. But anyways, so these are a bunch of like, everyone here is so phenomenally talented. Like I was talking to each and every well, the ones that could hear or talk.
Yeah,
mainly
you talk to
sadly, Jet Jaguar, Jet Jaguar even admitted, like he literally motioned. He's like, I cannot speak. Like, but he kind of I think his handler mentioned it, but he kind of pointed to his face and then kind of did like almost like a John Cena, but basically saying like because the way the mask set, he cannot move his mouth enough to speak properly.
Yeah,
enough to breathe. You know. That Commentator was really cool. He was like 6 feet tall, so he was like way bigger than me. But
he was really fucking tall.
But he was super nice. Like me and him chat. I think me and him chatted the most because he was the only one I could hear the best. Yeah. And then in front of me there was someone dressed as Zetz, and I think it was like Legend Kaiju or whatever. It was like
two Kaiju.
Two Kaiju.
The gold one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was two Kaiser. Yeah.
Yes, but because they were both in front of me. Again, everyone's credible, and the guy behind me was a Zetonian, which is so funny because last year I was Humor Man.
Yes, which is the reuse of the same head in the original series.
Which actually, I always thought if I entered, like how I would have done if I entered Humor Man into the costume contest. I feel like I would have done okay. Yeah,
but like I feel like it was the ingenious way you were able to like take something that's recognizable as Ultraman and then just turn, the blades into a hairstyle, the armor into a jacket, the face into a makeup display. Yeah. Like the eyes, you turn the eyes into glasses. That was
the eyes into glasses, and then I did just a little forehead lantern on my head.
And like I think like even what was it, Kaiju Brooklyn, the official I think it was, I'm not sure if it was on Facebook or Instagram, they acknowledged you as having a quote, the most inventive cosplay they had ever seen.
I don't know when they said that, but oh my god. Actually, and also Davis let me know one of the English voice actors of Zero liked my cosplay.
Fuck yeah.
Like I found that out too. Like it was funny is my friend Liz, who was there, told me about it, but David's interviewed the guy himself, so he was able to literally confirm it for me.
Yeah.
It was I think it's what's his name? Chris, I think I have to look it up, but
yeah. And then let's see. And also I do want to mention, in terms of cosplays this year, we had a surprisingly decent.
Let me go back into it. Sorry, I stand this picture. So like behind me was like, again, you might be picturing my Instagram, but like Megalon. I was with a guy who was in inflatable Megalon costume. the full Godzilla suit that I lost to, but I'll go into that because that was amazing. But like these full amazing cosplays, and the thing that was so different is I'm so used to anime conventions, and it's a whole weird different ego. Everyone was so fucking supportive. Like people were complimenting each other. We were like one person. Actually, I remember encouraged someone who was barely in a cosplay to join because he had just a rider belt on, and I was like, dude, you're that. What do you think a Kamen Rider is before he transforms? He's just a guy. Go up there.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Oh yeah, and
again, he literally had no cosplay. He just had a really nice like CSM rider belt. I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, dude, fuck it, do it.
Yeah, and then
like,
go ahead.
And everyone loved it. Like the supportive people were there. Like there was a Red Man cosplayer. They were telling me how that was like a couple years in the making. Like much like how a lot of my projects are, where it was little by little they kept working on it. So it was just, and also I think my advantage I had because one, I'm a Spider-Man cosplayer, so I know how to command a room. But two, I could see. Yeah,
that is true. That is like definitely the biggest.
So I knew how to hit my mark. I knew how to hit my mark and where to hit it.
Right. But yeah, it was outdoor. I remember it was outdoors. I made sure to attend because
I did tell all my friends like, hey, go there, go fucking ape shit.
Yeah, and we did. I was sitting next to Corwin and his partner, and we were literally shouting. We were like, "Whoa!"
I heard it. I was actually looking at you guys, but everything was such a blur. I was trying to find you guys in the crowd.
Oh, we were like in the far back. But I remember
that's
Corwin was like, "Ow!"
Yeah, I heard that. I was like,
I wanted to go like,
my friend Angela was on the other side, like, and then the people who gave these younger folks who gave me an Ultraman Zero like trading card, like were there losing their minds, like. But again, the person I got second to was this guy, this amazing Godzilla 64 cosplayer. So that thing made sound, and the back spines lit up.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't notice the back spine.
You couldn't. Well, I don't think they did it because it was outdoors. You couldn't tell, but those lit up.
But it was a very surprisingly flexible suit. So the guy inside, like whoever was inside the suit, was able to like do a lot of like a very expressive. He was very expressive within the suit.
because he had a headset on, so he could hear and stuff.
Yeah, and he was able to like do like the whole like the Astro Monster jumping pose and
the Victor dance.
Yeah, and to comment on the Baragon's cosplay.
That was one of the cosplay judges. Like actually.
Yeah. This person would like wave their hand over each person and like, oh, what do you think of this cosplayer? Woo!
The cutest thing was when to move around Godzilla, they had to move Godzilla's tail so Baragon could get around it.
Yeah.
It was really cute. Only I could see that because I was standing right next to him.
Right.
But also again, everyone I forgot to say when we did our walk-ons, as we went in, everyone was like, basically slapping the shoulder of the next person that came on, like being like, you got this. And then when you got there, whoever was right before you, like basically, I remember the Zets, like, actually I didn't snap out of whatever happened to the guy who dressed as Zets, like grabbed me by the shoulder and be like, hey, you did awesome. I was like, I did? What happened?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember, like, if there was one thing that I think would have made this costume contest better was, I'm not sure if you've ever been, I think you told me you went to like one costume contest prior in the past, right?
Yeah, when I was like way young, yeah.
Do you know if costume contests ever have music playing in the background?
Typically they do. I feel like because of the structure in which they were doing the voting, they wanted to be able to hear people.
Right. I feel like at the very least, when each person is doing their walk across the comic book shop, I feel like we could have had music there. Or if the people entering the contest could submit their own tracks.
Yeah, I think because it was being done so quickly.
Yeah,
there was really no time for like theatrics.
Okay, yeah, but I feel like
our constructions really were just like walk a little way, strike a pose, continue.
Because I feel like some music could definitely like
it definitely could go a long way for sure.
Yeah, like somebody is Kamen Rider, right? And so you have Semaru Shoka.
But the time span from the door to doing your pose was maybe 10 seconds.
That's true, yeah.
So it wouldn't. I don't think it would have worked to have like not even a whole section. So you wouldn't even get you would get Semaru, and that's it.
That's true.
So I think that's also why, and also I don't know if you think legal could play all that stuff really loud.
I guess so, yeah. I will say, when it comes to cosplayers at the convention,
These people
I
are
was
so good.
surprised by how many Kamen Riders there were at this year compared to any other convention I've
Well, also a
been
lot of those
to.
people were hanging out with Muteki Sales, who I'll also talk about, but they gave me the best compliment ever. When I was there, they told me I was the cuntiest zero they've ever seen. I was like, oh my god, I've never been so blessed by something so kind.
Hell yeah!
And for those of you who don't understand, that's actually a really good compliment. Being
Cool.
called cunty.
Can I call you cunty?
No.
Damn it! One day
you'll get the C card.
But yeah, I remember. There were two Kamen Rider Ichigos there. I saw 3 people dressed as Tojima Rider, which is like the easiest cosplay you can do, but still really cool.
There was another Godzilla too.
Another Godzilla. I saw one person dressed as, she wasn't in the costume contest, but she was Tackle from Tojima Rider.
That was the person who's in the Baragon suit.
Oh, that was her? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, I wanted to take more pictures of the cosplayers, including her, because I love Tojima Rider, the anime. But I was so busy at my table. Anytime there was a cosplayer I wanted to take a photo of, somebody came to my table, so I had to, of course, pay attention to the customers. And I was like, "Damn it, she's gone now." But yeah, there was also Zets. You mentioned Kamen Rider Zets. There was several people dressed up as the characters that become the riders.
Yeah, a lot of those characters. Some little kids were dressed as creatures too. Like there was a kid dressed as Hedra in a ghillie suit.
Oh, yeah, that one. That kid was very.
I think
popular.
that kid won, is from what I heard.
He won the kids division of the costume contest. Yeah. But yeah, I could not be happier for the cosplayers there. And honestly, for the
taking second to Godzilla was the highest honor I've ever achieved in my life. Like literally, when Corwin said that, I literally was like, "I'm glad I didn't win. If I won, I would have been actually upset."
Yeah.
Also look at that fucking thing. God damn.
Yeah. It looked like a lot of effort went into I
don't even care if even if I did a backflip or did a stunt, I'd be like, no, that guy, please let him win, please.
Yeah,
he's dying on stage for us.
But the fact that you managed to second place that shit,
that was surprising because I had a feeling that something was about to happen because the host came back up to me and re-asked, was like, "Okay, what character was this again?"
Okay.
I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?
Don't you know who I
am?" But it was cool because it was down to me, Jet Jaguar, Megalon, and Godzilla.
Yes, they chose 4 or 5 of you, and then it went down to you 2, and then ultimately Godzilla 64.
Because of course Godzilla it's fucking Godzilla.
Yeah. But hey,
again, I had the power of the crowd with me.
Oh yeah. You got the charisma, you got the stage presence, you got it all, baby.
I got the goods.
You got the goods.
You got the good stuff. But it was very surreal for me because I've never I've never won anything. I didn't technically win anything, but being seen by my peers was really what I liked and wanted out of that. Just because that's all I really want from this stuff is I want people to see me just being me out there, and I did. And it was just cool because it was like, yeah, I'm doing my fucking little thing, yee.
For sure.
And it was just such a nice feeling of all that, of just the roar of the crowd, everyone just being there, enjoying each other. And again, the fact that there was no sore losers either.
Oh yeah, it was just
because after they basically was like, okay, that concludes our class. Kids, adults, everyone came up to us, want pictures with us after.
Oh
It became a meet and greet.
Oh, for sure. And I think there was even a moment where you and Godzilla were staging a fight against or you and Kamen Rider were staging a fight against Megalon or something.
Yeah, it was me and Jet Jaguar. I think it's
you and Jet Jaguar. Oh yeah. That was really cool. Man, imagine if they organized a little stage show where they just had all the cosplayers do a slightly improvised thing going on, kind of what you.
What me and Gyra did last year, we just had a fight in the middle of the con.
Yeah, or what you did as Ultraman, trying to break up a fight between Godzilla and no, it was Titanicus and
Godzilla.
And Godzilla, yeah, at All Monsters Attack. And
that photo of me walking there is the coolest thing ever. Can you have that? You can pull up. It's such a good photo.
Oh, let me see if I can find that.
It literally looks like an shit. Here we go again.
Yeah.
It actually made that moment way better, I think, for everybody because people were expecting Ultraman to roll up.
Yeah,
on that fight and be like, hey, break it up, guys.
And then that photo of them knocking you over, that became like the main image that they would use for future All Monsters attacks.
Yeah, so yeah, them kind of like because I first I was like, hey, break it up, and I think one of them goes like swipes at me. I was like, no.
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
I was like, be friends.
Ultraman friend. Let's see. And is there anything else left to talk about?
Oh yeah, so I'm trying to think. Well, also, I forgot because then the following day was like wrapping up ceremonies. I would like to call my friend Ultrazilla Tour Review channel out there. I won his raffle that he did at his panel.
Ooh.
I won a Kamen Rider Blades figure. It's the
hell yeah.
Lion Senki or something, Lion Senkai or whatever. I'm not familiar with Blades, but it was cool. But again, I was not expecting to win just by going to this panel because it was that or a Godzilla 89. But I'm like, fuck, I didn't expect to win shit. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was also really cool.
I found the Ultraman from All Monsters Attack.
Yeah, it's so good. Because later on I motion blurred it to get and put like the JoJo like menace thing on it.
Yeah.
But like I literally handed we were literally walking from the other side of the con floor.
Yeah.
And I literally started like hold my phone like this is gonna be it. And then captured a great image of me striding over there as Ultraman.
Yeah, it's literally shit. Here we go again.
Like that is probably the best image of me in cosplay ever to exist on the internet.
Yes. It was definitely a lot of fun.
No, the community was positive. Like the fact that like I have now made a bunch of friends that still talk to me after con.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be on a live stream with Muteki Sales tomorrow.
Oh hell yeah.
Talking about the convention because they were like, you were so cool. I'm like, I know.
Yeah. That's all of us there. It's Laura, you, Patrick, Ace, me, Yoko. I want to say this was probably like in the middle of Sunday. I want to say.
I'm trying to think. I'm wearing. Oh yeah, I would say it was Sunday. Yeah, because I'm not wearing a wig or my jacket.
And I'm wearing the Kamen Rider Black RX jacket inside out. I was wearing it
also by Kotani Fashion.
Yes, shout out to him.
I gave that to you at All Monsters Attack because that one didn't fit me.
Yeah.
We should talk about that story.
Yeah, it all comes full circle. Let's see.
Full circle.
King Little Caesar said, kind of like last year's G-Fest where it had a short stage show of Ultraman fighting G-Rus. That one was actually an official stage show.
Yeah, that was those dudes were hurting each other.
Yeah, they were injured. Let's see.
Also, if I did a flip of that, they would have fallen off my head.
Yes, but I like this. I love this idea from Steve. They need a miniature city set so you can do photo ops with the cosplayer. I like that.
We definitely can pitch that.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, is there anything else we have to say about Kaiju Brooklyn?
I would say it was this one. I feel like they really like kind of nailed what they want to be.
I believe so. And my biggest question is so it definitely looked like each year is slowly but surely getting bigger in terms of audience attendees. And I'm very curious to know what will eventually happen if it starts to become too big for Industrial City, because it was quite packed on Saturday. Not so much on Sunday. There was definitely a drop.
I feel like there might be bigger areas within there that they can use.
Yeah, and that was the thing I was talking about with several vendors. Is this ever going to get to a point to where we may need to move to a larger venue? And if so, when would that day be? And honestly, I can definitely see Kaiju Brooklyn upgrading its venue within the next 2 years, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. It definitely would be nice.
Yeah, but
hopefully just because that location's fine. Like I don't mind that location. I just don't want it to be become a more difficult and expensive trek to get to.
That is true, because that's what's I feel like that's what has helped Kaiju Brooklyn grow, just being able for people.
It's easier to commute to.
Yeah, it's in the middle of a residential area. It's easy for people to commute to, and there is a cheap hotel there called the L Hotel where I've stayed at a couple of
I
times.
want to say that's where Corwin City. It was like a block away from where we were.
Yeah. So in terms of commute, in terms of just like getting there, if you're a local there, it's not that hard of a place to find. So I'm just curious to know like what will the future be for this convention venue wise. However, I had a lot of fun there. It's definitely not it's nowhere close to being my most profitable show, but for me,
It was the friends you made along the way.
Honestly, yeah, I go there for the experience. And you know what? I made a few new customers. I got a few new fans of reading Draco Azul, along with people, returning customers, returning familiar faces, continuing to read Draco Azul, and I got to connect with a bunch of cool people that I otherwise do not see at other conventions. So
yeah, look at that.
I wish I could have seen more, had the chance to talk to more people.
Yeah, there's a handful of people I wish I could have. I could have, like I said, I didn't get to really talk to Nick at all.
Yeah, and Maru-san, I would really love to have stopped by Maru-san's table, as well, and a few other people. But
you want to talk about the stuff we got? Because you didn't. I got quite a bit of things.
The only thing I got was the Pokemon versus Yu-Gi-Oh. That was like and I got a copy of. I did get a copy of a Gazbot's Horror A4 comic issue 3. That was generally what I've got mostly out of there.
I got lots of
and the Luchador comic
and the Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah manga.
That was I did not buy that. That was given to me by a friend of mine. Yes. I'm very gracious for that. Thank you very much. Shout out to him for doing that. Yeah.
But it was
Tim McAndrew, he was the one that gave me that manga as a gift. I'm really appreciative of that. Yeah. And so what did you get?
So I got a few things. One thing that I got, I also got a thing I shouldn't have gotten after that, but I bought the SHF Kamen Rider Legends Rider 2 that comes with the old style head. And then when I got home, I saw a cheap listing for the one I actually wanted and bought it also.
Oh, cool. So you get both variants.
So I have 2 Rider 2s, but luckily the second figure is actually generally a different sculpt.
Ah, cool.
So at least I didn't feel like I bought the same fucking thing twice.
Oh, yeah,
I got a bunch of artwork as the aforementioned Hatsune
Miku,
Godzilla -1, the Burning Gundam versus Mothra. I got Chubby Rodan, which was probably my favorite thing.
I
forgot who drew that. The guy's so fucking funny. He's the one who did Kamen Rider Homer also.
Yeah. Oh.
But he was a riot. He was great to talk to. A few things from some homies. I got at Book Off. I bought the Ultraman Zero mantle for my little Ultraman Zero SHF.
Yeah.
And then from Sun Guts, I bought a Gorosaurus.
Ooh. Oh yeah, the one that you told me that could like sort of pose on its tail.
Yeah, like he has a little flat spot on his tail, so if I want to do a little kangaroo kick, I can arrange that.
Hell yeah.
And a lot of it really was just artwork. That I got just because that's a lot easier nowadays to travel with. Unfortunately, a lot of that stuff I forgot to put them in like a binder or something because some of them got a little bit ripped. Oh, and also I got a really good price Ultraman powered Zambora.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, I remember you showed me that.
Because more often than not, this dude is missing his horn in most listings I've ever seen him in. So the fact that I found one without his horn busted and not peeling paint, I'm like, hell yeah.
Cool. Let's see here. I guess like before we transition out of Kaiju Brooklyn, I did want to bring up our friend Brayton Connor's comment. My God, is that the origin, the Kaiju Noir classic rocket punch motherfucker catchphrase? For anyone who don't know, back in the SOS podcast days, my catchphrase used to be rocket punch motherfucker, and that was pretty much like inspired. That was just me quoting the most iconic attack from Mazinger Z, rocket punch. Patrick did not know that. So when Patrick was in the audience, and when I asked Wayne Grayson to shout Rocket Punch, because he played the character that announces that attack, Patrick was like, "Oh, you got that catchphrase from somewhere?" I was like, "Yes, I did. You didn't know?" And he's like, "No, I don't know Mazinger Z, Andres." So
we'll learn it.
It's funny that, like, yeah, it's like, for me, like, even if you don't know Mazinger Z, I think a lot of non-Mazinger fans would nowadays recognize Rocket Punch from, like, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with the Sentinel. Rocket Punch. Punch.
Android 16 from Budokai.
Yes, Android 16 from Dragon Ball Z also has the Rocket Punch attack. But, yeah, it's funny. But, of course, Patrick and Brayton, they're not anime guys. They don't know the Rocket Punch, so it's funny.
They don't know nothing. Get them out of here.
It's funny to me that this was like well over 10 years ago. For these 10 years, y'all motherfuckers didn't know that Rocket Punch was a thing I did not make up. You thought I made that shit up, and I find that funny as fuck.
They should see a doctor.
They should see Mazinger Z. But by the way, it was really cool to see that, like, Wayne Grayson had, like, a lot of admiration and respect for Koji Kabuto, and it looked like that was one of the roles that he was, like, that meant, like, a lot to him throughout his career. And I can see why, especially since he basically was the lead of a whole movie, and not many people get to say that.
Actually, the one thing I remember that was kind of funny, but I didn't bring it up, is he was talking about, like, when he was dubbing Ultraman Tiga, how he wanted, like, a funny version of it. I'm like, they did make Ultraman Tiga's dub into a joke.
But what's funny is that, like, I guess he thought it wasn't funny enough, or, like, they wanted to go even further with the comedy.
Maybe that's what he meant. But I was like, no, that thing was, like, nothing but jokes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was almost.
I hate to say it. I do hate to say it, but almost to an insulting degree.
I mean,
not his fault. Like I said, he's just voicing the guy. But, like, at the same time, I was like, just because I love Ultraman Chica so much, some of the things they do, oh man, this is bad.
I personally, I prefer the more melancholic and serious tone of Ultraman Tiga's, the original Japanese audio and translation, of course.
Well, also because they paint Captain Aruma as an idiot, and that makes me upset.
But it looked like, they went in a very goofy direction with that dub, and it seemed like at a point they wanted to go even further, which part of me, I'm glad they didn't, but it's very interesting to know that they tried to go even further with that dub. But yeah, I thought that was also a very interesting thing there. And it's a shame, regardless of how you feel about the 4Kids Tiga dub, it's a part of Ultraman history, and for a lot of us, that was our introduction.
And it's also semi-lost media too.
It's semi-lost media, yeah. And our boy David is the one who is keeping it alive by hosting it on his channel. So I believe it. Yeah, it's one of his channels has, like, the uploads of the Tiga releases. And it's interesting that, like, some voice actors have said that they recorded the entire series, but according to Wayne, he would not know if they recorded every episode or not.
As far as I know, even from the previews, I feel like they definitely got up to the last episode, or they might have skipped a big chunk, probably the episodes they just couldn't air on television. Because there's some episodes of Ultraman Tiga, it's like, there's no way to, like, not censor the entire episode. Not to say that not to say there's, like, gory episodes, but, like, there's certain ones where, like, there's a certain level of menace from the creature was like, you couldn't show this on TV.
Yeah, or, like, there are episodes where characters straight up die and never come back.
Yeah.
Or they make a lot of, like, religious angles or religious allusions.
Or episodes where Ultraman barely is in the episode, so it's also like they want to pick episodes where he's in it.
Right. But yeah, it's I always found the Ultraman Tiga dub very fascinating because it just seemingly felt so random and out of nowhere.
It was very interesting that they went that route and didn't try to Power Rangers it like they did before.
Right. It was just
because we've never had that. We've had American versions of Power Rangers, not Power Rangers, of Ultraman, but never a Power Ranger styled adaptation of Ultraman.
Right.
Only Superman Samurai did that.
Right. And one of the members of the audience mentioned how Tsuburaya apparently has no intention of ever releasing the Tiga dub, so that is unfortunate to see. But yeah, I'm very glad to have been able to talk to the man who was the lead of that project, and he seemed to have had he looks back fondly on, while he doesn't remember a whole lot from the Tiga days, he seemed to
and from what he said
acknowledge
too,
that
he was familiar with Ultraman, so he knew
he was familiar with it. Yeah, and it seems like he is very happy to have been a part of the Ultraman legacy, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope I get to meet him again at a future convention. Hopefully, maybe another Kaiju Brooklyn. If so, I will definitely remember to bring my DVD and Blu-ray this time around.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, Kaiju Brooklyn, I'd say this was the best one for me yet. Enjoyed some decent sales, got to enjoy the company of very decent people, and overall had a very decent time.
Decent.
Not
a good time, a decent time. I, however, had a amazing time, an unreasonably good time.
That is great.
Because I've been needing, Lord knows I've been needing, if you knew anything about me in my personal life, boy howdy.
And we just had Laura just showing up. Shit, this thing over? Well, not quite, Laura. We're just about to wrap up on our recap of Kaiju Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, and also Laura was there.
Yes, she was there. Let's see.
She was super helpful. She helped fix my wig, so I'm not gonna dunk on her. She was really nice.
Of course.
However, she did keep me and Andres awake by laughing super loud after telling us they were going to bed.
we were all chilling out at Ace's house back in Staten Island.
Well, I was trying
to go to bed. Let's see. We have JF saying, despite some issues with the Funimation DVDs, I prefer it to the Mill Creek release for the simplest reason it has the Take Me Higher theme song. I agree.
Yeah, no, that's the only reason I still have the 4Kids version. It's fine. Like, quality wise.
Yeah. Now, we've talked about we've alluded to it earlier this evening, but
we've not talked about on air.
Yes, we have not talked about our experience at the very first convention you and I have ever been to.
Some things will be redacted for safety.
Yes, obviously. And that is All Monsters Attack. Now, for those who don't know what All Monsters Attack was,
lucky you.
Yeah, it's not a thing anymore. They gave it 5 tries and they threw in the towel. So there's another convention called Days of the Dead. It's basically a meet and greet convention. They have a ton of guests from various horror movies.
It's what you expect. It's like a Monsterpalooza. It's an autograph convention.
Yeah, you walk around, look for the people that you want autographs and pictures with and chat with, and you're good to go. So they decided they were going to do a Kaiju spin-off called All Monsters Attack. And they started in 2022. And the first convention was going to be in Indianapolis. And a lot of people were excited for this because this was around the time where G-Fest was implementing its ban on no, not that All Monsters Attack, JF. But this is when around the time G-Fest was implementing its ban on fan art. So if you're an artist and you want to sell prints of Godzilla or Ultraman or Gamera Kaiju fan art, you're not allowed to do that. I hear that they might be changing that. I keep hearing conflicting things. Okay.
The conflicting things you're hearing are from somebody who doesn't actually work for G-Fest anymore.
Right. Okay. But but in terms of like what was going on in 2022, which Jesus Christ, that was 4 years ago already. That's almost half a decade ago. But
that was a whole other me back then. Jesus.
Yeah. At the time, people were looking for, looking for greener pastures. They were looking for a new convention to potentially use as a possible replacement for Kaiju Brooklyn, not Kaiju Brooklyn, for G-Fest. And I think that that's ultimately what people are looking at Kaiju Brooklyn now as, a potential replacement or alternative to G-Fest. Let's see.
Open.
Yeah. So let's see here. So this was, like I said, it was in it was a few months. I believe it was in August This is a few months after G-Fest had already happened. And
it was August. Yeah, I would say, because it was quite hot.
Yeah, there's you and I at our convention, at our table.
Look how young we were.
Yeah, how innocent we were.
Actually, I'll know if I don't look any different.
How naive we were of all
Andres got old. I stayed young.
Let's see. Oh, you know what, Steve? You just brought up, I wish the UK would have a proper kaiju convention. Steve, maybe you can answer this for me. Whatever happened to the UK kaiju convention that happened in like 2019 or 2018? I could have sworn there was like a
I have not
UK
heard of this.
Kaiju Con. Yeah, it had like what was it? I would have to look this up, but there was one for like a very short while, but who knows? Maybe
unless it got shut down or something.
I believe I didn't hear anything about it post COVID, but then again, it's post COVID. Not a lot of things survive post COVID. Let's see. So for All Monsters Attack, so the biggest problem there was
their layout.
So let me see if I can get a photo of the layout.
Also, we have to talk about the cool stuff that happened. Like,
okay. Oh, you want to talk about it while I find the photo here?
Yeah. Well, also, again, mind you, this is the first time me and Andres ever met in person.
Yes, that's true.
So, upon meeting, he just got off his flight, and David, our good friend Davis, messages us and says, "What you two up to?" Andres had just gone into the restroom, and good friend that I am, take a selfie, pointing at the bathroom, said, "He pooping."
And that's when I knew I was in for a horrible time.
Yeah, but that's when he knew he made a horrible mistake.
Yes. Okay, so I believe this was either at the very start or the very end of the convention.
That was the beginning.
Okay, so this is the beginning of the convention, so not everyone had fully set up, but we were pretty much like this whole entire room here.
We were basically we were at the end.
Yeah, we were at the end, and over on the opposite end, like diagonally at the opposite end, is where all of the guests were. That's where the entrance is. That's where the entrance is, and once you enter the building, you are surrounded by a whole bunch of the special guests, meaning that a lot of the traffic, very little of the traffic
ever made its way back there.
Ever made its way back to where we were, where the artists were. So a lot of the artists pretty much like made no money on this convention because so much of the traffic held up around the entrance with the special guests, rather than sprinkling the special guests around the convention, which is what Kaiju Brooklyn did. Instead, everyone just sort of like gathered around the entrance and went nowhere else.
Yeah, basically people would come in, see the guys, leave.
Yes. And another problem is, even though Indianapolis is a big city,
we were not in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we were not in the city per se. We were in the middle of nowhere, a good like 20 or half-hour drive away from the fucking city. So
yeah, we got an Uber there. The nicest woman on the planet.
Nice. Oh yeah. And her son just coincidentally was a Kaiju fan. They had
no idea. That's how under-advertised. That's also how poorly advertised this
and that issue, that lack of promotion, the lack of advertisement for this convention, that continued every single time. They make a few posts on Facebook, maybe Instagram if you're lucky, and that was that. They just never properly advertise themselves. Like the third All Monsters Attack that I went to.
I didn't go to that one.
I didn't go, yeah, but that was my first collaboration with Agu, Creature Preacher. And from there, my sister coincidentally was invited because she's been invited to several horror.
That's actually why. That's why I was asking you, because I was like, yeah, she gets because the people sides tangent, the people that I work for now.
Yeah.
Do that, and I've seen a photo of one of the person who hosts it with her. At work convention. So that's what I was saying. I was like, oh, well, like, does she do these a lot? And answer is yes.
She does. Like, yeah. Like people invite my sister. She's a big like gothic fat horror fashion influencer.
Yeah. She has like merch out, yeah, I think, right?
Yeah. She's got her own merch, that she does sell at these conventions.
Yeah, so that's also what I've seen too. I've seen people buying her stuff.
Yeah, you can follow her on Instagram at Victoria Venin, Victoria, and plus after that VENIN. If you're wondering how related, I told if people don't believe me when I tell people that she's my sister, people would be like, how does he know Victoria? Dude, that's her fucking brother. Wait, what?
That's my little brother. You're the younger brother, yeah.
I'm no, fuck no. I'm the older brother.
I actually didn't know that. I actually thought she was the older one.
No, she's 2 years younger than me.
Well, I mean, her age is not in her bio, so
no, yeah. And then that's totally fine. But yeah, so Victoria, she does get invited to a bunch of events, and usually when she's in JF, I do have a sister, and she's wonderful. I love her to death. I could not be more proud of her. What she's doing. And the kind of stuff that she gets invited to, really fucking cool.
Oh no, because again, she gets to interview like cool dudes too.
Oh yeah, and she honestly works hard for it. I've seen her like in her element, in the zone, and she's just constantly hustling. She's going out there, making connections and all that stuff. Anyways, I bring her up because she was invited to AMA. And in the past, whenever she would be invited to events like, say, Monster Palooza, for example, she would not be the only one. Obviously, they would reach out to a bunch of influencers in order to, gain a larger audience. But she was telling me that she was the only person they reached out to.
It's wild.
Yeah, which is crazy that they only reach out to one single influencer to help promote the event for free. Meanwhile, her boyfriend Danny, also cool dude, he has a professional camera and a what do you call those things where you Steadicam? He has a Steadicam, Steadicam gear, and he's going around collecting beat footage and recording interview footage with Victoria. And Danny was telling me that he noticed that he was the only one there with any professional grade equipment, because again, in other conventions, there would at least be multiple people, at least whether they're local news group, news reporters or journalists or whatever, they usually reach out to more than just, again, a single pair of individuals to come in and report on the event. But yeah, and in the case of the one that you and I went to, I don't think there was a single influencer or reporter there whatsoever.
There was not.
Nothing. There was nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Everyone lost at that.
Yeah. So and yeah,
but it was, and also the place, we had to constantly fight to try to get the AC turned on.
Oh, fuck, I forgot there was no AC the first 1 or 2 days. And yeah, I was sweating up a storm there. I had to ask you. Oh no, we had to get fill up our ice bucket. We had to fill up our little
yeah, that's literally I did. Yeah, I filled up our ice bucket so we would have and I think I got washcloths from our room so we could just put those on our necks.
Yes. Oh fuck, I remember that was a genius move.
So I was we're gonna be sitting here sweating our shit up. Let's at least try to stay a little cool.
Yeah, and again, very few sales, so we were just sitting there doing fuck all.
Yeah, no, it was one of those things. I enjoyed my time, but I felt bad because again, I was there just to help and hang with Andres. But at the same time, I was I felt bad because it's there was fucking nobody. It was just me and him just chatting. Yeah.
Hey, at the very least, meeting up in person for the first time, that really solidified our friendship there.
Well, yeah, because again, we suck and we went to war together.
Yeah.
It was us against the world. And again, just figuring each other out and then also just being dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. What's going on here? Let's see. The other time, I would say the other great thing was also being able to meet with what was it? Ayako Fujitani, the star of the Gamera series.
Actually, a quick note is that Tiffany Grant, she didn't voice her character in the Gamera trilogy. She voiced the other actress.
Yeah.
But just because her voice actress just doesn't do stuff and whatever. But I'm gonna have her sign my Gamera DVD because I was I could have her sign something from Asuka, but it's very rare where I can have her sign something next to somebody she technically worked alongside of.
That's true. Yeah.
inadvertently.
Let's see. That's me with Ayako Fujitani. I had
She
her
was really nice.
sign.
She was very
Oh,
nice.
super, super nice. Yeah. I got to ask her a few questions, like what was it like to work with Ano compared to Shusuke Kaneko. I think you asked her specifically, like, what was it like listening to her dubbed voice for
Yeah,
Purin?
and I was surprised she had an answer. She's like, "Oh yeah, I was visiting friends in the States, and it happened to be on like Sci-Fi Channel or something, you know." And she was like, and then she had to do a double take. She's like, "Oh, that's me, but that's not my voice."
Yeah. But yeah, I got her to sign my Blu-ray copies from Mill Creek.
I had her sign my ADV DVD.
I remember she told me that she was unfamiliar with my version of the trilogy, which was interesting to hear. And I had her sign The Man from Reno, which was a cool modern neo-noir film English language neo-noir film that she was in. Had her autograph that as well. And to this day, that pair of Gamera Blu-rays are both signed by Ayako Fujitani and Shusuke Kaneko. So like they are the biggest, most prized collection in my Blu-ray DVD collection. Yeah. And what was it? ADV dubbed the Heisei Gamera movies, didn't they? Yes, they did, JF.
Yep. So it's like Asuka, Kaoru, and Rei and shit, like just there.
Yeah. Let's see. Just any other memories of All Monsters Attack? Well, I will say that
something we can mention. Something we can talk about.
I mean, I can definitely say that for the third one that I went to.
We what is it? We host. You co-starred an episode of my show at that time.
Yes, we did do that.
We reviewed a Gamera versus Zigra with a toy from Creature Preacher.
Yes, we talked about. He was
too tuckered out. He was going to be on that episode with us, but he was too tuckered.
Yeah. We did have time, like the times that we were not just like dying of boredom at our table. We still had some fun over there. Met some interesting people.
And 97 lanes to get to the one gas station across the street.
Yes. Oh God. Yeah. The gas station. Yeah. The weird thing was that, so I mentioned before the mom that we spoke to, her son actually came to the convention the very next day. And like, if it weren't for us, that kid wouldn't be there. So it's like, we were doing the advertisement ourselves on behalf of the convention.
She had no idea, and she lives in town.
Yeah. Again, doesn't help that we were in a hotel in the middle of the forest, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, like I still don't know where we were.
Yeah, and like the only places to eat was like a random Subway, and I
think one of the first night I think we ordered from somewhere.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Second night we ordered from like a taco place.
Yeah. Sales wise, I forgot how much I sold, but definitely not that much. And then for All Monsters Attack 3,
from my memory, you barely broke even.
Yeah, but like for All Monsters Attack 3, the one I shared the table with Agu, that was easily the worst performing convention I've ever been to, where I sold 3 comics to one customer, and that was it for the rest of the weekend.
Brutal.
Side tangent. I did got to hang out with Matt Burkett. I got to meet Kaylin, his friends Kaylin and Josh, who would I go on to work with for the Media Blasters special features. And what was it? I got to meet the Greasy Stranglers as well. I got my photo taken with them and their autograph. So there was still some fun memories from that event as well. Got to hang out a lot with Creature Preacher himself. Anything else? Funny thing is about the location.
The stuff we can't talk about was the real stuff that was actually fun.
But
I think the only thing I guess maybe we things that there was like a room party and I had to save Andres from dying.
Well, you see, I was already tired, like dead tired from like the convention itself. So like I was having some alcohol, and then it's like some guy gave me a drink, and it's like, we were starting because we were doing shots also. Yeah, that's true.
So and then I think it was like upon the second shot, like you were like I looked you dead in the eye. I was like, I literally like slowly like grabbed my hand. I was like, no, baby, go to bed.
Like I was ready to call it a night, but
because
it's
you were
like
just because you were just saying yes to it. And I was like, dude, you do not have to drink.
That is true, and yeah, you did save me the trouble of that. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call it a night.
I said that would have been rough for you the next day.
Yeah, because I was like, that's it. I'm calling it a night. I'm gonna go to bed. You can stay here if you'd like. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I stayed there for like maybe like an hour or two more, but like still, I just saw the look in his eyes. I was like, dude.
Like I was running on fumes at that point.
Because I was pretty sleepy, but I can like I'm down always for hang. But like just seeing him take that second shot, I was like, no, I cannot let him like, especially this is my first time hanging out. Also, I don't want to wake up to Andres in Puke City.
Yeah. You did save me there. And yes, to answer Laura's question, which one was the Kiss? It wasn't a Kiss convention, it was a Metallica convention. So that was All Monsters Attack 3. So I was going to get into this. So
remember that one guy was really obsessed with that unreleased fucking Guns N' Roses music.
Yes, there was. Yeah, that was a friend of August who actually gave me the entire leaked recording of what Chinese Democracy was going to be like prior to the band breaking up, and I still have that music with me to this day.
It wasn't bad, but it was also weird.
I don't remember much about that, but anyways,
the guy was really pushing it.
Oh yeah, he was very obsessed with that.
That's the thing I really remember.
So I mentioned before that this place had, the location for All Monsters Attack 1 was very bad. It was, in the middle of nowhere and wasn't advertised to at all to locals. All Monsters Attack 2, I did not go there, but Agu did. And basically that was at the old hotel where G-Fest used to be at.
Oh, the O'Hare?
The Chicago O'Hare, yeah. The Crown Plaza O'Hare. And it was a month prior to G-Fest, which to me is like the stupidest idea in the world, because who would want to travel all the way to Chicago for a convention for a kaiju convention when you already have the biggest one of the year in that same place a month later? If you only have money for one convention, people are going to go to the more well-known one. But people went there. I heard that folks didn't make a whole lot of money, but people really wanted it to work out. Again, very understandable why, given the situation with G-Fest at the time. Now, All Monsters Attack 3 was in Los Angeles, and I thought, oh, Los Angeles. It's one of the biggest cities in the world. How can they possibly fuck this up? Here's what happened. It was in an airport hotel, and if you know anything about LAX, it's one of the traffic around there is some of the worst traffic in the world. And it was also next to a Metallica concert, and so a lot of people who were in the hotel were there for the Metallica concert and nothing else. So I noticed
not for dweeby monster movies.
And granted, I did notice a lot of people wearing Metallica t-shirts walking around the convention. But a lot of them, they were just there to sort of like, poke their heads in and say, hey, what's this going on here?
Someone shoved Andres into a locker.
None of them were interested in buying anything from the convention, from All Monsters Attack.
Well, because they had to save money for the one t-shirt they can afford at the concert.
Yeah. They were there they were ready to spend money at the concert, not the convention itself. They paid their money for the tickets because it was like, oh, hey, it's a 2-for-1 convention. There's a bunch of famous people from monster movies and horror movies, and that was it. So the fact that it was in a very not so drivable area. Parking was awful. I remember parking. You had to it was like under an underground parking, but the entrance was really difficult to find. But yeah, so it's difficult parking, difficult traffic. In the middle of a concert, they didn't even bother trying to collaborate with the concert. Like, oh, hey, if you're going here, you can get a discount for here. Nothing like that. And like I said, with my sister, they only reached out to her and nobody else. overall, it was like all the issues from the previous two all monsters attack culminated with that third one, and it was then that I swore off from this convention ever again.
And
now
they stopped existing.
No, well, here's the thing. They did eventually try a all monster attack 4 and 5, and from what I hear, no, maybe it wasn't 4 or 5, or maybe it was. It's really hard to tell, because I remember at a certain point in 2025 seemed to have been the breaking point for a lot of people, because for folks who went to the first two all monsters attack did not attend the third one, probably because a lot of them do not live on the West Coast like I did at the time. But a lot of them did go to 4 and 5 because that was back in Chicago. And
when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it.
And apparently, like, they also suffered from very low, like, sales all around. Poor,
bad advertising, bad communication, dude.
Yeah, bad advertisements, bad promotions, bad communication, bad everything. And nowadays, what was it? There was like an announcement somewhere on their Facebook page where they decided they were just going. It's too confusing to have two names, so we're just going to stick to Days of the Dead going forward, and that's that. So from 2022 to 2025, they gave it multiple shots, and All Monsters Attack is just no more, unfortunately. Yeah, it really sucks, because I feel like there was a lot of potential for All Monsters Attack as a convention, because like the one thing I will give them props for is that unlike G,
they did have a lot of unique guests.
Yeah, a lot of unique guests. Like at one point, like prior to him backing out, they had Johnny Young Bosch, who was Adam from Power Rangers, as well as Ichigo and a whole bunch of other people.
And Yu Arikawa from Singular Point, who I cosplayed as the next day.
Yeah, and he was also Bumblebee from the Transformers War for Cybertron games. But yeah, they actually got people like from Ultraman, from Power Rangers. They had Austin St. John there.
Yeah, we stood in an elevator with him.
We did? Oh, I didn't know. Wait.
Well, I didn't want to blow up his spot, but he was standing right next to us.
Oh.
I gave him like a head nod, like, I'm not gonna blow up your spot, dude.
Because I remember, like, when I was at the bar getting us drinks, like
he was also there too.
Yeah, he was a few chairs away from me, and I can hear him talking to some like martial arts enthusiasts, and I was like, oh shit. And just listening to him just talk about martial arts with the guy.
I know what he's trying to do. He just wants me to do my voice. Tommy! Come on! Tommy! Dragon Sword!
Tyrannosaurus!
No, Tyrannosaurus.
If you guys haven't seen the test pilot for Power Rangers, you gotta see it.
He sounds like he's falling asleep.
Yeah. Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah. Tyrannosaurus.
Hey Tim, how's it going? Thank you very much for joining us. I just mentioned, just gave you a shout out. Thank you very much for the Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah manga. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, because we're probably wrapping up soon. It's getting late.
Oh yeah. Just looking at the comments here. I asked Steve, no luck unfortunately with Kaiju Con. UK Kaiju Con 2018 was the only event. But then Crisis ruined plans for 2020, possible return in 2021. Okay, so it looks like that Kaiju convention is dead in the water, unfortunately.
Damn.
Let's see. Laura said, wasn't there a hurricane going on too, which is weird since it's in Cali? No.
Oh wait, we forgot to mention the craziest part about us going to Kaiju Brooklyn. Oh, not Kaiju Brooklyn.
What was that?
AMA together. It was 9/11 when we flew in.
Oh shit, that was right.
And then the Queen died.
Oh fuck! Oh yeah. And then there was like the stars. I love the Starscream meme that came out of that.
Yeah.
What was it? The Queen of England, like Queen Elizabeth, is fallen. Now I, Commander Starscream, am the new Queen of England.
I like the image I made where it's Starscream, but he has Toblerones instead of cannons.
Let's see here. Convention at an airport hotel. This would be the most where I lost the gift from Shinobu from Demon Slayer creepily turning her head while smiling. Yeah, it was the which hotel was it? I believe it was the Hilton. Yeah, the Hilton Los Angeles Hilton Airport Hotel. So like there was a bunch of hotels around LAX. So that was one of them. Let's see here. Ripperoni and Pisseroni. Yes. Couldn't have said it better myself. Let's see. Was it still better than that Atlantic City convention? Actually, Laura, J1 Con, I would say was better than this one here, because at least like I made a few more sales at J1 Con than I did at AMA 3. And I would say that like Atlantic City, yeah, J1 Con was also kind of a little strange because it was in a casino hotel resort, but it was on the second floor. It had like the whole second floor was dedicated to the convention, but I don't know what it was, but it just wasn't attracting a whole lot of people there. And according to Matt Denian, there were even less people there in 2023, the year after Matt and I had gone. But I think that's another, yeah, there's not much to say about J1 Con. It was just like a very disappointing convention sales wise, though apparently they were very open to a lot of indie creators there. It's just that, yeah, a lot of people weren't seeing a lot of sales, and a lot of people were actually calling it quits like after Saturday. And then by Sunday, by Sunday afternoon, more people were leaving before the show had even ended. And I think even eventually Matt and I decided to call it quits then and there as well. And I hate to say that because like it seemed like the guy running J1 Con, his heart was definitely in the right place, but it just seemed like it wasn't working. I don't know if they still do J1 Con though. I'm very curious. I got to talk to Matt to see what ended up happening there. Let's see here. Oh yeah, JF, Johnny Young Bosch was also the captain from Ultraman Blazar. Yeah. And yes, at least it's not DashCon. That's true. At least we didn't pay money for guests that did not show up, only to be told we'd get an extra hour in the ball pits.
And also for those wondering, Andres is not terrible to sleep with. Take that sentence for what you will.
Thank you very much, Frank.
However, no, I won't.
Let's see. I am a big snorer. I will admit that.
Also, I'm just dying. I had allergies that were also keeping me awake, so I would fall asleep, hear you, wake myself up because I couldn't breathe.
Let's see.
Would repeat.
Let's see. We need a UK-based kaiju convention. Yes, you do, Steve. You got your own Transformers convention with TF Nation. Why shouldn't there be a UK Toku convention? Let's see. And JF said JYB did the big three. Yeah, John Bosch, he did Sentai, he did Kamen Rider, he did Ultraman. Yes, but I will argue he is no Kane Kosugi. You see, Kane Kosugi, he was an actual, he was a ranger as well, but he was he did not voice a Kamen Rider. He was a Kamen Rider. He did not voice an Ultraman. He was an Ultraman. And he was in a Godzilla movie, Final Wars. With
the person who played him in Kaku Ranger.
Yes. So I would say like for Kane Kosugi, he did the big four as like on-screen roles in all of them. Now, that's not to take away from what Johnny Young Bosch did. That's really cool. I just think that if there's going to be one person known for doing all three or four franchises, Kane Kosugi is the man.
Yeah.
Let's see. Explaining DashCon to Patrick was a random highlight of Kaiju Brooklyn for me. That's right, because like Patrick doesn't like pay attention to any like internet drama or any sort of that sort of thing or convention drama whatsoever. So like yeah, that was funny just being able to explain all of that to him. But yeah, so there goes our recap of Kaiju Brooklyn, and in addition to our recollections on kaiju conventions past. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us for these last 2 hours. You know what? I suppose before we end things, we could answer a few questions from the audience.
I mean, they're only gonna ask you questions.
I mean, the people can ask Frank
They
questions.
don't like me.
Well.
They're not here for me. You know that.
Oh, come on. Let's see here. But yeah, we can answer a few questions before we wrap things up. Yeah, let's see here. Steve says, plus, if we do get a UK Kaiju convention, you can bring the word of Primal Warrior Draco Azul to more people to read. Happy to recommend if you were able to attend. Thank you very much, Steve.
Buy my book.
You know what, Steve? Here's the funny thing. I had originally thought about going.
Shut up, Laura. Your father reason I couldn't go to bed. God damn it.
I had originally thought about potentially going to TF Nation to see, because I was originally thinking about trying out a few Transformers conventions to see if Draco Azul could sell at a convention all about giant robots. However, I didn't thought about going. I thought about TF Nation. I even talked to Ed Peary about that. He did the coloring for the first issue of Draco Azul as well as one of the pinups. Then I started talking to my buddy TJ Omega, who is a Transformers YouTuber. He had recently gone to, I think it was TFCon LA, and I asked him, "Hey, do you think an independent comic like Draco Azul could work at a Transformers convention like TFCon LA?"
And that's the way it's gonna stay, Laura.
And he said, honestly, I don't think so, only because most vendors were selling Transformers and only Transformers. I don't think there's an audience for non-Transformers giant robot stuff. And I was like, cool, thank you very much for letting me know. I'll definitely keep that in mind. So
he's not sexy enough. That's what sells for the kids at those conventions. They just want to see Transformers fucking, and that's real. I know for a fact. I actually do.
Especially if they're from Transformers Prime for whatever reason. They're real. People really like to get horny over Transformers Prime.
They made them more more fuckable. I don't know what that's speaking from knowing people who act
I mean, they put stilettos on fucking Starscream. I mean, what are you going to do about that?
Yeah, people put a baby in them in some fan.
So, if you happen to know a convention that may very well be the right audience in the future in the UK, Steve, I'd really be interested to hear that, because I'm always thinking about if I were to go to any
Italian sandwich is good.
Go to any foreign convention, I'd definitely be interested. Let's see here. So yeah, okay, you already answered that question there. Thoughts on Ultraman Omega and the return of Gabora? I love that episode. I love that stupid propeller power up they gave him for his frill.
As long as it wasn't Gwibby, I'm cool with that.
Yes, they did not bring back Gubira. I loved Ultraman Omega. I thought it was more engaging than Ultraman Arc. In some cases, it felt like a little more or less more of the same with the last couple Ultraman shows. Mm-hmm. But I love the relationship between Omega himself and the main human character, and I like that
was fun.
Yeah, you genuinely believe in their brotherly love for each other, and it's interesting that normally in an Ultraman show, you have the Ultraman fusing with the human. Here, the whole show builds to that eventual fusion, which I thought was a neat twist. And the fact that you have an Ultraman who is not supposed to help humans, but lost his memories and decided to help humans ultimately, in spite of what his race is meant to do, I found deeply compelling. So I would say that human story wise, it was very touching, and I definitely say was a step above most other recent Ultraman shows.
Yeah.
Let's see, might as well mention this, but I have noticed I was on a Transformers kick in your previous streams, and I was currently now have Age of the Primes Maximal Big Convoy. So do I.
Hey, we were talking about that yesterday. I saw that in stores.
Yeah, and Legacy Leo Convoy. I also have that. Good on you, JF. I got the same ones. In fact, I just came from a secondhand toy store, Transformer shop recently, and I got myself Volvo Optimus Prime,
Playing yourself. What the hell do you mean by that?
So here's a funny story.
Oh, that's not the word I saw. I heard you say. Never mind.
I know. Volvo was the company that was rumored to have a collaboration with Transformers in order to turn Optimus into an Amazon truck. However, the deal with Amazon fell through, and they just released a normal red and blue Optimus Prime as a Volvo truck. However, I bought it for $50 so I can paint him into an Amazon truck, just because I thought it's funny because of personal reasons. Anyways, let's see here. Gairyuga. I forgot which one that monster is. Let's see. Cyber World Skybite. Oh yeah, that's the one with the wheels. Andres, what's your favorite sandwich? That's a good question, Laura.
Don't ask him.
I would say, yeah, Italian is usually my go-to sandwich.
I like a good caprese sandwich, so yeah, probably.
Philly cheesesteaks, I really started to love those as well. So yeah, I would say like the Philly kind or I would say honestly, if you count this as a sandwich, the Mexican torta, like a carne asada torta, I would say is.
I mean, you're the one who can allow it.
Yeah. Let's see. Steve says you have a lot of indie artist alley at TF Nation. You have a lot of open-minded artists. That is interesting. That's good to hear, Steve. But I'm wondering if there are a lot of open-minded con goers. That's the big question there. Are there people?
Yeah, if there's a lot of, if they're not into it, there's like what?
Or are there indie artists who are selling something that isn't Transformers, but more like?
Well, it's like, remember you always had that one table that has 3D printed dragons, so
they always have those.
God, I want to break those people's hands.
I was at a toy convention in Washington recently.
They were at fucking All Monsters Attack, dude.
Yeah, they did. I didn't see any at Kaiju Brooklyn. Did you?
I saw a few. I didn't see a lot with it. I saw people who had one or two one-off items that were those.
I want to say there was
but not like the ones where it's like it's everything.
Yeah, I want to say I heard there was someone selling ones of Manda, which I thought was pretty neat.
Those must have gone fast because I didn't see them at all.
Okay, funny you mentioned Knockout and Voice will be at TM Nation this year. Awesome.
Okay, that's fucking.
Oh no, I haven't finished Omega. Sorry, I spoiled Omega for you, JF, but it's been half a year already. Let's see. Noir.
Also, I'm pretty sure the guy voices Knockout. No, wait. No, I'm thinking of someone different. Was Knockout the red car or no?
What's that? Knockout was the red car, yeah.
Yeah, no, he was also Red Alert. And
oh shit.
Transformers, what is it? Literally like robots in the sky. The other robots in the skies. No, Armada. I think Armada.
Let's see here. Steve says, if you create a monster for Ultraman to fight, what would you base it on?
Like, would you base it on another creature or like a new thing?
Quetzalcoatl. I would base it off of the feathered serpent, Quetzalcoatl.
I would want one based off the Fresno Night Stalker.
Ooh, is that the one that's like a walking pair of pants?
Yeah,
I like that. Let's see here.
And the whole gimmick for me would be it'd be a giant Fresno Nightwalker, but it's Kamen Rider legs. So like it can kick like super hard.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So it's Ultraman having to fight just Kamen Rider, a pair of giant Kamen Rider legs. And getting his ass kicked, literally.
Let's see. Nick, where was that store at? Are you referring to like the Transformer store where I got Volvo Prime? Because let's see, that was Toy Roundup. Shout out to Toy Roundup. Yeah. Let's see here. Didn't watch Omega as it was airing. I wanted to see it was over. It's still been a long time, JF, since it was over.
Yeah, that was November.
Let's see. Artist Alley always has a various number of creators. Cool. How about a knuckle sandwich with a tall glass of Rocket Punch?
I would order that.
Touche, Brayton. Too fucking shay.
Get him out of here.
Favorite Mountain Dew flavor? I feel like as a Mexican, I'm obligated to say Baja Blast.
I like original recipe Gamer Fuel.
Hell yeah. I never had that. Let's
see. Me and Corwin housed a case of that when we were kids. it was like only us at that age would be able to do that. Now, we probably would both die.
I still need to go find an original Piranacon sometime, since that was my first as a kid. Didn't know how to transform it. I want to say I
had the 3-way Insectobot or whatever the fuck.
Ooh, the 3-way. That was Tripredicus.
I was too young to have that.
I remember Tripredicus and the good guy version. What was it called?
I remember it was an eagle, an elephant, and a lion.
Yes. Those two.
Tripredicus was like a
lobster.
It wasn't a lobster though, but it was like a crayfish.
Yeah, crayfish, a cicada,
and a
rhinoceros beetle.
Yeah, and a rhinoceros beetle. I remember the crayfish ones held up the best. The other guys, again, I didn't know how to transform them, so they fell apart on me.
Yeah. Let's see. Magnaboss. That was the other guy. Tripredicus and Magnaboss. I had both sets of them. I would love for a new version of those guys.
Dude, the most bullshit transformer I ever had was the Animorph transformer crossover.
Oh, I had those too.
The Tyrannosaurus one was the worst. Because it held up as a Tyrannosaurus, but I could, for the life of me, could never get him back into regular person, like Tyrannosaurus mode. For the life of me, I couldn't do it.
Next
time I spending
a
whole day trying to do that.
But for Nick here, I did see they do have a decent collection of vintage G1 Transformers at Toy Roundup. Next time I'm there, I can definitely look to see if they got any Piranacons. Let's see here.
Last question.
Came up with a question based off Harpy. Cool. Livewire Peak Mountain Dew flavor. Halo 3 Gamer Fuel. I want to try out that Gamer Fuel.
And like I said, it's one of those things where I don't think it was as good. Like, I've had their most recent one, it's good, but like something about the original recipe was it was like a Mountain Dew mixed with like the best way I remember it in my mind's eye was like cherry Coke plus Mountain Dew.
Okay.
That's the best way I can describe the original flavor.
Yeah.
And I just don't think anyone tastes like that anymore.
Yeah. JF says, need to get my hands on deluxe class Earthspark Grimlock. Keith David Grimlock is best Grimlock. Funny you should mention Earthspark, because my roommate got a...
I liked Fall Cybertron Grimlock.
That's a good one. I just got Studio Series Grimlock, a Studio Series 86 Grimlock. It's a toy's magnificent. Everything I want out of a G1 Grimlock toy.
I had the Studio Series movie Grimlock, and he actually was pretty cool. There was some fan upgrades I almost got, but like I enjoyed that design for him. I don't have time to get into why I didn't like it, but anyway.
Oh, sure. Did you see the new Studio Series movie Grimlock that they're releasing? That's like gigantic size.
Well, yeah, because they gave him like a full tail and stuff now.
Right, and it's big enough for Optimus to ride on.
Well, that's I think that they just basically took what the third-party companies had done since that movie came out.
Yeah. Let's see, and oh yeah, so for JF, funny you mentioned Earthspark, because the the Pachycephalosaurus, or probably it's a different dinosaur, but you know what I mean. The hard-headed dinosaur that appears in Earthspark. My roommate got a toy of that guy and custom painted him to be a G1 style Pachycephalosaurus representative. So I always found that to be cool, because he would sometimes get like other dinosaur transformers and paint them to be new additions to the G1 Dinobot cast. So he has a custom paddles and a custom Spinosaurus to go with the guys. Classics Grimlock is actually, I have Classics Grimlock. Yeah, it was a solid toy. I just wish his arms could like snap into his torso better. Anyway, so that will be it for tonight's live tonight's edition of Kaiju Caballeros Live. Thank you very much, everyone.
What is our next episode, actually? Because it's your episode.
Yes, it's going to be my episode, so I'm going to have to come up with an interesting enough topic. This was honestly what I wanted to talk about for our episode, but since David wasn't going to be involved, we just made it into an impromptu live session.
And again, and like I said, then a bunch of game announcements happen to happen the same day, so...
Yeah, I mean, we could just talk about Kaiju video games in general. We can
expand upon that next time.
Yeah, we can do that.
There's quite a bit to talk about.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you want to hear us talk more about Kaiju video games, Stick around for the next episode of Kaiju Caballeros. Until next time, I have been Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir.
I've been Frankie G, aka 8-Armed Spidey.
And until next time, everybody,
stick to the local
care.
brew.
Stick to the local brew and get the hell off my property.
We watched Kaiju Brooklyn. That was also a highlight, is watching that.
Yes. We watched a lot of...
I want that corporate bullshit.
We literally went to sleep binge watching AVG 2007 era ABGN.
It was good.
It was amazing.
It was good stuff.
Boy, that's for you, Laura.
It's like I can't believe they showed me breaking a window. That's insulting.
I wish 8-Armed Spidey could deliver my pizzas.
I'm gonna deliver a pizza right up your ass. Anyways, that's in the show, folks. Thank you for coming by.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.